who tries to speed themselves up with a time war. Mega Inferno Bomb has got himself that revival available. Does get the chrono shift down. Basso looking at Jankos, all von Belia, getting to be run down by Svaro and, of course, Treat. All the while, all out from Chachi. What is going on? They've lost Hito. It's a 2-for-1. They finally bring down the jungler, but not before losing Jankos on the way. Baus looking for more. Crowdy sped up. He is a very speedy bee, and he doesn't die after stinging just the once. And it's not even him who gets the kill. It's Baus on the AP Crackers. What?
Music, I just get into it. I can't get influence when I'm the influence. No genre music. We go rap back to pop, pop back to rap. Country on the track. I was once broke, I was down bad. Swear I'm never going back. I'm from upstate where we see a little bit of this.
Oh, what is going on here? This is the weirdest stand-up I've seen. Jake, though, makes himself very angry indeed. Flash on board, Hardsteel Prime on top of Fatesky. Jake low, just outright of the boss bomb. Could go over the wall. Weeks on Komsky. Keyburn, Valor trying to stay alive. He's going towards Fastimus. No, the Monsoon healing's not enough. Jake, Hardsteel confident flash out, keeps him alive. The soldiers sent forward on top of Congolese. Karma, unfortunately, looking against Ruddy right now. Shuffle on forward with the shifting sands. The Emperor's divide. And DMG still win the extended play.
I level the score. Never gon' quit. Heard you seen some, but you never seen this. Bet on myself 8 times, no trick. Give me the loot. Word on my palm at the top of the game. Still under shit.
They kind of suck today. Equalize with a choke point. Try the Weaver's wall. Knock up because the Poppy W is there and waiting for them. Steadfast presence. It's an utter bloodbath. Yunara gets the rumble. Kevo stepping on forward.
Oh my god, hold on!
Unlimited power. Quadra kill. Can look for another untargetable angle.
Really keep it just me, I'm the best out. I don't try to keep up, I don't stress out. I don't cash no checks cause the checks bounce. I don't chat about that, I'm the best out. And I did all of this with a pen and a
2 seconds on Jankos' flash. I don't know whether it's going to be enough. He's going to try and flip it. Shock laser across the wall down to 2K space. Scout of the week comes on up, and Nemesis also shot low. Can't do it. Sibis somehow sort of secures it with, I think, a boomerang blade. Chachi's going to pop the dominance, but they've already lost the trundle. Decimated Smash comes on down. Ultra Shock laser also there. But now Chachi in danger. He's just not a very tanky crocodile. He is outdated and obsolete. Charging on forward the unstoppable onslaught. And Crowdy with the triple will ensure that everyone knows who exactly is the king in the NLC.
You know we going high stakes. This ain't clickbait. This a risk take, this no mistake. I was born to do it. I was born for music, I just get into it. I can't get influenced.
Chains of Corruption have come forwards there. Monkey has been caught. They're looking for Nicolex. He's going to get caught by the knockoff. Icanic is able to find the kills. The Curtain gets caught in the middle of the fight. It's 1 kill already for Bulldog. A huge magnet storm from Don Pong into the Deadly Flourish. They're answering out. But Dream's been able to find a kill as the teleport comes back and Hunt rejoins the fray. Protobel's forward, tries to find the R1 off onto Samson. Gets the shutdown. His health bar is obliterated as Bizcard finds the double in response. They find the scatter. They find the lockdown. Lightside will take the fight.
Cheers for me. Give me the loot. Might lose some battles, but winning the war. I get knocked down, I get back up, get up and go. I stay ready.
And Samson's finding a flank angle. Kassim jumps onto the backline, finds the 3-man knockup. Don Pong is going to get killed in the middle of the fight, but so is Kassim. And this fight is on a nice edge. Hunt is so low here. The wind wall keeps him alive, but not forever. Dream this time is the one soloed by Golden Penny, who gets the double kill. A 0. Oh, onto Golden Penny. The triple comes in the last second of the fight.
Yeah, they talk, I don't say a lot. I just walk, so I'm moving loud. Really keep it low key, I don't like crowds. Really keep it OG, I don't like clowns. Really keep it just me, I'm the best out. I don't try to keep up, I don't stress out. I don't cash no checks, cause the checks bounce.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Northern League of Legends Championship Summer Split 2025. We are now on Elimination Day. It's a best of 5. It's going to be a lovely day. I'm your host, Alexandra Shanomaya, but I won't do this by myself. I need backup. So without further ado, to bring Turbolink and Duckling. How are you doing?
That damn song, it's stuck in my head. I think 5 seconds into we met up today, Trouble said the line, and every time I finish a sentence, my mind can only think about shut up disrupting. Like we are getting closer to disrupt though, so it does make sense that it's the only thing going on in our heads. Right? I'm very excited.
Trouble. I think you do a better voice of Shut Up Disrupt than even the creator.
Oh my God.
So, you okay?
Sorry. 2 pigeons were just about to come through the windows. I was like, sorry about that.
You were about to be assaulted by pigeons?
Listen, hey, if they have credible analysis to give, I'm down. Like, whatever. But they're like big pigeons, they're like this big. I don't know.
I was not expecting this.
We've lost it
I don't know.
already,
I think you guys saw the fear in my eyes. It's fine.
I
It's
did.
fine. Let's move
That's
on.
why I was really concerned. Like, how can I protect her from whatever is happening over there? Pigeons, welcome everybody. Welcome to the show. We have a lovely one ahead of us for today. What do we have? Let's show the seating stage and how we've been heading until now. And it's, where am I? There you go. At the bottom today, it's Venom Crest versus DMG. And then we'll follow it up with more games. Light side will face North tomorrow. And then after tomorrow, we have no idea who's going to be facing Verdant, but it's going to be the team that wins today. The one who loses is out. How we feel?
Yeah. We have already had Chaos, Ruddy, Bulldog already out. And of course, if you guys notice something on this graph, there's little crowns on the 21st of August and on the 22nd of August. These are the teams that will be qualifying further to join the EMEA Masters. So Los Ratones Reach Gang already qualified through the lower bracket. We will be sending one more team, but it's absolute freaking carnage with how many good teams we have through the lower bracket.
Imagine, when you look at that, imagine Nord might not make to EMEA, Verdant with his roster might not make it. We have a lot of teams still trying to get that EMEA spot. And we're the back-to-back winners. Just letting you know, we're just the kings of Europe, at least for now, at least for 2025. It's going good, it's going good. Just bask in the glory. Now, for the game today, I want to know your predictions, because I know we have different feelings.
Yeah, I mean, Asha, what are you doing over here, buddy? I will say it was a close series to predict for me. I was leaning to Venom Crest's side, but then I was like, nah. And then I went DMG. So I can understand why you went Venom Crest, but 3-1 though, that feels very ambitious.
You know what?
Look at the rest of us.
I'm not even going to reply as in why I chose DMG, because it's very obvious by everyone else choosing that. I'm going to Una reverse you here. What?
Huh.
Tell me your thought process behind your prediction.
Air. We breed it every day to stay alive. And I believe he's going to be the one getting this team to stay alive. That's all I have to say. That's it. Air.
Oh, I respect
Air is all. Why is it Prey looking at me that disappointed as well? Like, that photo, we need to change that photo of you here, Prey. You're a nice individual. You're not like that. With that in mind, though, you can join us at Stockholm. We had a meeting in Copenhagen the previous time. We went to London as well, went to England, and then Nottingham, exactly. And now we're going to Hovet Arena, Stockholm. It's your opportunity to join Leagues Disrupt, and you can use the QR code. Before you take this image out, let me say something.
Shut up, Disrupt.
We are currently... If you use the QR code, you'll be surprised because we have some seats that have some premium advantage and you can be really close to the stage itself. So this could be an opportunity for you to grab one of those seats without you even knowing what is happening. So this is your opportunity to be really close to the stage. If you use the QR code this week, just take advantage of it so you can be part of the VIP. Keep in mind that you can also have access to the after party. We have K-pop, we have Leagues Disrupt, and we also have Duckling, who's going to be making pancakes for everyone at the arena.
Dude, every time I'm on the show, a new promise gets made by you about what I'm going to do in the arena.
It's all
At
about
this point,
cooking.
people think I'm cooking food, I'm delivering jerseys, I'm making pancakes. Like, how much am I going to be doing at that event? I only have 2
Duckling.
hands. I'm not an octopus.
Are you not single? I'm the
What?
best wingman.
What?
Accept it. I'm promoting all your qualities, you know. I'm letting
Voted
everybody
by
know what you're
pancake
good
making.
at.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
No,
Let's move
he
on.
doesn't know how to make pancakes, by the way. With that in mind, yeah, this is Leaks Rap. We would love for you to join us and be part of the show. We don't know who's going to be there for the teams, but it's only one day and you can be part of it. Now, we usually have a game show for this moment, but we decided to raise the stakes. There has been some beef going on between Aragon and Captain Sexy, an AD carry that just joined in. Apparently they met before during solo queue, and Aragon just fed like Aragon, you know, he's an ex-player, he was not that good. Go on GOL and you'll see like a red page. So there was a 1v1 and I was the referee. The rules are simple. It's a best of one, a best of three, and every match is going to be with your main champion of Aragon, main champion of Captain Sexy, and then I pick the third one. You want to know what happens? Did Aragon win versus Captain Sexy, finally winning a game? Or did Captain Sexy just demolish Aragon? Take a look. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the challenge. Aragon fighting Captain Sexy. There was a lot of trash talk within the Rift on solo queue, and now it's the time to shine. Let me just say the rules before we start. It's the best of three. First game, we're going to play with the best champion of Captain Sexy, Samira. Then the second one, we go with Renekton. And if somehow Aragon is capable of getting there for the third one, I'll pick the champion. How are we feeling today?
I need the viewers at home to understand exactly what happened and why this is happening.
No.
Captain Sexy established in solo queue that he thinks I'm a really bad solo queue player, but I'm a good caster. So I want to know why he thinks I'm a really bad solo queue player. What's up, man?
Well, Aragon, I'll be honest with you, bro. I've seen you in solo queue like 2 or 3 times. Every single time you played Renekton. And let's just say it wasn't the best performance.
Okay.
But like I know you're like a great guy. You're like a really good caster. You're a great guy. You're a nice guy. You're a smart guy. But the Renekton I had in solo queue, that one wasn't it. I'm sorry to tell.
Okay.
Let's go in. Let's go in.
Left snowball. All
50 minions, turret, or first blood. I'm hoping for first blood. If you get to 50 minions.
What kind of player one tricks and mains Samira? It's so strange. Are you that kind of AD carry? I feel like there's
I'm
two
a special
kinds.
guy, man. You know, I'm the guy for the special job and the playstyle of Samira. I also got some other pocket picks in my back that we didn't show yet, so you know.
First one, at least that. Oh, oh, oh! Wait, wait! Captain! Oh! First blood Aragon!
Massive! Absolute insane. Yo, you like that Q through the minions? Damn.
That was 30.
Wow.
Look at it.
Wow. Well, I see
shit.
a lot more respect after the first game, by the way, Aragon.
Now I can
finally
lose a
getting
piece.
some respect.
I already lost the Samira one. This one is already like I will try it, but I think this one is not it. Now I can lose a piece.
I have 2 wins, 8 losses to my career. That's it.
Ooh,
That's my legacy.
Oh, sneaky. Doesn't even get the W.
Nah, but the snowball tech.
My goodness, the Conqueror already procced. Oh, you got the Q as well. That's beautiful. Okay, the
I'm being
stake
eaten by
comes
the
in for
snowball
Aragon.
tech, man.
Did you land your snowball?
I did land it, but how to say it, like he dodged my shit with it.
Oh my
I got cooked, man.
lord!
I got cooked.
Hey, do we go still? We still go third one?
You doing game 3?
Yeah, we can. We can do
Okay,
it.
game 3. Let's lock in.
Aragon is so happy, man. I see your face, Aragon. Look at that.
I'm not washed. I'm not washed.
I'm gonna cry all day today, man. I'm gonna cry all day today.
Yo, who's...
Secret technique. I'm gonna turn off cam now. If I win, then you know it's why.
Okay,
Yes, I'm
no
gonna turn
camera
off
for
cam now.
this one.
No cam. I'm
Yes,
locking
no
off
camera
cam.
for this.
Turn off
I
cam.
need to lock in.
Wait, what do you mean?
I
Am
need
I
to lock
alone
in.
now?
You're alone. Focus
I
up.
need to lock in.
Okay, this is it. No. The copium. Okay, here we go. This is it. Oh, good proc. Who am I? Okay. Boss, come on! Oh!
No!
Oh! Oh! There you
Oh!
go! It was the
See?
camera!
No cam, I
It
win.
was the
No cam,
camera!
I win.
It was cam.
I'm telling you. No cam, I win. No cam, I win.
Oh,
I'm telling
man.
you.
You're just washed, Aragon.
I am-
Even
I'm
after
telling
what
you. No
you did.
cam, and I win. It's
Alright,
legit
cam
cam
diff.
difference.
It was
Hey.
cam diff.
Okay, so what's gonna happen? Give me like a sweet preview. Is it gonna be like this, like versus Aragon, or
I hope not.
Well, against Aragon, I got kind of clapped. Like, it's gonna hurt me for a few more weeks for sure. I'll be
Here's
very
the
honest
real
about
question.
that one.
Here's the real question. Are you afraid to lock in Samira now, or will you still lock it in the right angle?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I said, like, I played mirror matchups. I haven't played mirror matchups in many, many years.
Okay.
I got completely clapped. I take the L like a man. There's nothing I can do against it. But as said, I'm not going to be playing mirror matchups, so I'm still very confident in what I'm going to do.
I mean, I just want you to know that I'm going to be really insufferable because I will be casting you that game.
I am aware of that. I already heard of last time that I have like really bad micro, really bad positioning, really bad fighting, everything. I heard it. Don't worry.
Brilliant.
I will step up. I will step up. I will prove you wrong.
You gotta play so well that I have literally nothing to flame. I think that's your game.
I will try my best. I will try it, boss. I will give my best for sure.
Deal.
It's hopefully gonna go better than this series.
We came in as rivals, but look at you both, Flav. This is good. Maybe Aragon, if you get a little bit more elo, maybe you can duo queue with him. But until then, you're just washed. Thank you so much for this, Captain Sexy. I'll see you soon.
I thank you guys.
Have
a good one.
Good content. See you later, mate.
If I may,
Okay,
Aragon
good.
ended this one and sent me a message. I did this for the casters to show we are not washed.
We are not washed.
He still is, but...
No, he's right. He's right. He's right. No. I think he's not washed at all. And my favorite part is when we see casters like really do compete at the top of their level. This is why he might have put up this one where he beats Captain Sexy.
Yeah.
But I found another very recent clip. So if we can pull it up, production.
What?
Oh no.
What is this?
That is just the 1v1 of our pro
A
player.
1v1? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Aragon.
Aragon.
Just look very closely.
He flashes
Good flash.
in.
Good flash.
Oh.
Cursed.
Emote.
Good flash.
Oh no. Oh no, wait.
Oh.
He is washed.
Oh, hold on. Okay, and okay. Just in case you guys thought you're like, okay, Katsaurus might be, I don't know, for like freaking Challenger 1000 LP. Can we drop the Trouble, the Elo Inc. graphic, please, to actually see where these two match up in terms of Elo? That's right. Grandmaster 820 LP this season versus Diamond 4. Thank you.
Oh my god.
And I appreciate you for this. I
Saurus,
couldn't have enjoyed it
bless
more. You gave me the perfect opportunity. Yeah.
My question. I have a question now, Trouble. You gotta enlighten me. Like, does this mean that Katsaurus should be on the team?
Yeah.
Is
probably.
Captain Sexy worse than Katsaurus? I'm so, there's so many variables now.
I actually think it's Katsaurus,
Yes.
Aragon, Captain Sexy. So I'm just
Wow.
saying, if Venomkers are looking for a new player, she's right
Wow.
there. That's what I'm saying.
The thing is, he emoted as well when he went in. The arrogance to do that and then get solo killed. Wow.
Yep.
Damn.
And she's
thank you
here.
for digging
She's
it
on
up.
the chat. I just
that
saw
was
it.
really enlightening, Trouble. Thank you very much for that experience.
Absolutely
I am
clapped.
shocked. I think my opinion of Aragon just changed after seeing that. I mean, wow. That was actually mind-boggling. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I've seen him play Nintendo Switch as well, and she won that as well. So, hey, more evidence.
That's true.
More evidence. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this, Aragon. I wish you the best. By the way, for everyone who's wondering where Aragon is, he's banned on the chat, but he's going to be casting today. So please add him on the chat and tell him what do you think about him after watching that Lulu versus Renekton. Lovely.
Nice flash, by the way.
Nice flash. Emote more. With that in mind, wow, we do have a game ahead of us. This is going to be a best of 5, and we need to talk about stakes. Whoever loses is out. Venomcrest versus DMG. I think we should start with DMG. There's a lot to talk about this team and to understand how they got here in the current roster. You have chance to win Lula's Phantomista, Fateski, Kalmsky. There's a lot to talk about this team. How do we know this team? Who are they?
Who are they? All right,
Yes.
so I think you will remember your casual suspects down the bot lane, Fateski and Kalmsky, who are the two mainstays. I feel like a lot of DMG's sort of personality revolves around the bot lane, and we had Fateski a couple of times in the interviews as well, saying, hey, if I'm set up to carry on certain picks, I can really be the guy.
Yeah. I mean, I think those were the two big names, right? And obviously adding Lula's was also one of the big things they did in this offseason, right? He had a very good winter with the Bulldogs. They fell off a bit in spring. But surprisingly, I feel like many of our attention have been turned toward the top lane as well, where someone like Chance just comes in out of nowhere, doesn't even know the language, and I mean, he's been having a pretty great split so far as well, right? So, a few standouts, but I don't think they've lived up to their own expectations. I personally will say I expected a bit more from this DMG roster, and maybe today they meet my expectations.
So before we go into a lens and understand each individual player, might as well look into the way they team fight and how they work. What would you say?
I mean, what I'll say is it was really hard finding good team fights from DMG, and this kind of goes back to the quality of that Ruddy series, and more so on them. I thought Ruddy was a very messy team, right? Didn't win a single game, all split, done Jake in the jungle, but I thought DMG responded really well to the pressure Ruddy put on them, so when they tried these creative things, DMG were quick to respond, and as we saw there, take 3 kills out of it, right? And if we move a bit earlier, I thought they were somewhat good at, collapsing together. If they found someone overextending, they were able to step up together and find the kills, and that's what I think we see in this highlight.
I mean, honestly, let's say how it is, right? I feel like DMG and Venomcrest are really trying to crawl their way up on the playoffs stage right here. There's some of our lower tier teams, if you will. DMG came out of Group A, which was the Los Ratones, Verdant, Bulldog Esports, and they did manage to bank a win there, right? Not the easiest group, I will say, and yes, the win was versus LLS, which was at the very, very beginning. We're seeing it on our screens right now with a completely different roster. But what I will say from DMG is I feel like they have been constantly growing. However, watching that Ruddy series, man, I just have to express my disappointment because Duckling mentioned it. Like, Lulash was such a great addition to the roster, and I feel that like seeing him in Bulldog and what he was able to set up for them, I just haven't necessarily seen from him, and that Ruddy series in particular left me wanting more.
Yeah, I think you really hit the nail on the head there. He was the star signing, right? You bring in Lulash, who had a great year so far in the NLC. And he falls kind of flat in the groups that you're like, okay, they're warming up, they're adapting to the new team. Now you're playing Don Jake, and the series was a stomp. They absolutely giga-gapped Ruddy. But your jungler putting up these numbers, like it's like he personally, I felt a bit flat when he's playing against Don Jake, man. Oh, no disrespect to Don Jake, but he's not an NLC level jungler, right?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie right here. I don't know what's worse: Don Jake being the best player in Ruddy, or Lulash getting gapped by him. I'm still trying to decide which one of the two is worse right here.
I tried to be kind. You said it well, Trouble. You said it very well.
But I mean, like, you've seen Zenzao, you've seen Vi, you've seen Java, and I am like, this guy was the Wukong guy from the previous split. The guy who was the fire starter, right? The guy who was finding angles, skirmishes, flanks, backlines. I just need more. Particularly, the reason why I'm talking about the Ruddy game is because his lanes were like winning. They were stomping in this game, actually, majority of the time. So a jungler that has 3 lanes that are constantly winning, constantly giving you prior, constantly willing to invade with you, I felt like the activity was on the very, very low side from Lulash. Like, right here, you're going up against Cobbs and Air. These guys are more than happy to actually drop lanes, drop waves, and actually brawl with you. This is why I'm looking for Lulash to step it the F up and show us the Bulldog Lulash from the previous splits.
That's exactly it. I believe the same. If he doesn't step up today, the enemy won't have the same issues that they had before versus Ruddy. The lanes were collapsing and somehow he was still behind. Today is not going to be the same unless there's a lane that pops off. Lula's might be in trouble. So today is a good day. And when we talk about those lanes, Duckling, you started to talk about it when we presented DMG. Tell me.
Yeah, I think he was a big question mark coming into the split, right? Because they did have some established names like Lula's, and then all of a sudden, this Turkish guy, Chance to Win, or better known as Chance now in the NLC, just pops up out of nowhere, and he's really fun to watch in lane. He's very all in.
Yep.
He has, I want to highlight this, and that's my fear today. On the 4 champions you see first, the Volibear, Ambessa, Rumble, and Cassante, he's been really good. He did play 1 game of Yorick and got kind of gapped, so I'm looking to see if he gets pinched. But when he's on one of these 4 champions, he's incredibly fun to watch, and he does get quite a high amount of solo kills too, right?
I feel like my 2 favorite champions out of this pool that we're seeing right here is the Volibear and the Cassante, because they're played in a very similar manner. They can be tanks late game, but they're also bullies in lane, at least the way he uses them. And I feel like it speaks miles the fact that like this guy's just leading solo kills in the entirety of NLC. He's got like 19 or something. It's actually crazy. And majority of them have not necessarily been done against teams that you would consider like really high up in the league, but still finding those, like you can see the one versus one and the laning skill is there for the guy.
Yeah, regardless how you look into this, chance to win is the one leading the solo kills, just as you stated. And even though we farmed a lot of them versus Ready, it's still 19. And from a team that you told us, it's bottom.
This is my favorite clip of all time, man. This is literally, guys, enjoy. This is 19 kills in 40 seconds.
It is absolutely insanity. And it's on a multiple of the different champions we just talked about, right? That we've really been impressed with him on. Do notice how many are against the Kaiser top lane. This Rumble game was immense from him. It's absolutely
This is criminal,
disgusting.
this one.
Yeah,
this is criminal.
He's BMing as well. You can even see it in like, 4x speed, how he's BMing. He's been really fun to watch. He's been one of my rookies this split that I have very much enjoyed watching. And I think if DMG are to win, this guy has to play this level all series because he's a treat to watch. And I feel like when he plays confident in lane and gets a lead, the rest of DMG seems to step up as well around him and give him the leeway to win the game for them.
I'm not gonna lie, I think like 12 out of his 19 solo kills were versus Hyper in that Ruddy series. So now I kind of feel bad for Hyper putting this out.
It is what it is, though.
Stats.
It is
Stats.
what it is.
They happen for a reason, but I still agree. Like, chance to win could be unleashed today, and if Lulas is allowing him to get to their point, maybe that could be the turning point in favor of DMG in this team that had some issues during the seeding stage and now still surviving on the lower bracket. Might find a way. It's a tough lower bracket. We talked about it. You have Verdant and Nords on the lower bracket. Good luck. Good luck. That's all I can say. But when you look, tell me.
A revamped LLS?
Yeah.
Don't forget.
That's a good
There you
mention.
go.
Good shout. Good shout.
Because that is a good team right now. That is a scary, scary team. The fourth team of LLS. Tell me, Duckley.
And I think the big thing for that is, right, only one of those teams will get a spot at EMEA Masters. So,
Imagine.
yeah, it's really heating up here in the lower bracket and making it to Sweden as well. You'd have to beat whoever comes down of Rich Gang and Lost Raton to the top as well. So add another scary team to that pool if you want to make it to LAN finals. And yeah, the further we get into this, the more exciting it gets. I think just shortly lastly on that Ruddy series, what made it so hard for me to predict this one was the fact that it felt like this was a very big win for DMG, but it was also a mandatory one, right? They avoided relegation with it. You're playing against a team, you know, of a ragtag team with Don Jake in the jungle. So it's hard for me to say how good are they, right? Because I haven't seen them realistically play against tough competition in quite a while. And same can be said for Venom Crest, who haven't played a competitive game in more than 14 days.
Yeah, and it's also best of 5, and you have to adapt. You have to go deep into the champion pool. I think all predictions today, jokes aside,
listen,
I think
man.
they were all correct.
Captain Sexy said he has some pocket picks he hasn't had to show yet, so this is
Yeah, I
is
saw
where-
the
what it
Sunita.
comes down to, no?
I don't know. He has to prove himself now. Sorry, Trouble. Like after losing versus Aragon, you have to prove yourself. Or maybe that was the trick. Maybe you lost
Maybe
versus Aragon. Like
The next
oopsie.
1v1 is Captain Sexy versus Katsaurus. That's the real challenge.
That's the real difficult one, actually, yeah.
Can we cook that?
That's right.
Can we actually cook that? Production. Hey, Katsaurus, are you on chat? I'm just saying. Nah, we'll try to think about it if he survives today, because he's facing, and let's go to the other side. Well, Venom Crest is the team that we need to talk about right now as we look into them. Captain Sexy joins in recently, and the team is now against the wall. You lose, you're out, so there's no more options. And when we look into this team, we talked about how DMG played and the confusion they're going through right now. I would like to do the same with Venom Crest, but let's start with what I said. Air, you breed it, and that's why you are alive. I think here's the one we should highlight. It's a Niviev game.
Okay, so this guy is really cool, okay? He dies a lot, but hear me out. He dies a ton, but he's willing to get dirty with his jungler. He'll drop waves. He'll just immediately rotate. He'll play for side lanes. He'll play for his jungler. He'll play to get you river priority. Like, he gets down and dirty. Doesn't matter whether he has priority, whether he has a wave. If you wanna fight, he'll just make room and time for it. And I'm here for that. Because if you look at his KP, like, his team lives and dies by him. 30.8% damage share. He's majority of the damage of his entire team, right? And he doesn't necessarily play a champion that does a lot of damage. Majority, he plays Talia.
Yeah, I think you're making some really good points, especially around the macro sense of it, right? That was really his cutting edge down in the UKL, knowing when to push waves, how to play the side lane, teaming up with their jungler as well, who was a big part of their 2 wins. I mean, remember, Air and Boost went undefeated for a whole split down in the UK League. So very deservedly, right? Getting the chance to step up into the NLC. And some of the cutting edges they had there haven't been shown as much. I think Air has made the transition better than what Boost has. But I'm still holding out hope for that top laner as well. But yeah, he's been the shining light on a roster that has been struggling, which does sadden me a bit because I was actually quite excited about this roster coming into it. And I'm very excited to see how much they've improved since we haven't seen them for 14 days, right? So how much have they been scrimming? How good scrims have they been able to get? I think that's what makes this series so exciting, because none of these teams has realistically played a tough series since their upper bracket one. So it's gonna be a banger, and I'm very hard for me to judge who's actually the strongest right now.
I really like the way you presented, Trouble, when you said, well, he might lose a few waves just to get that damage. And we have a lot of examples.
All the waves.
Yeah, he
He'll
does.
lose
all the waves. It's not about the minions.
If his jungler calls Scuttlecraft, he'll drop 50 waves to get there. You know what? He's sacrificing everything for the team. That's a team player right there. You know what? Does he get too deep? Yes. Does he die for it? Yes. But we love a mid laner that's willing to get down and dirty to just pair up with their jungle.
We have a few examples of that when he played with the Talia and the Anivia. Let's talk about them and the way Air plays. Like, you can see him. He doesn't need to play the shotgun mode, but he's there. He's always there. Wave, doesn't matter. He's now helping the team getting some sort of lead.
Yeah, you can say it's kind of hand-holding, right? You know, you're attacking up with your jungler, making sure you're on these objectives first, like the Scuttle as well, which is really interesting, even when it is these small objectives.
Okay, that doesn't matter. Look on your minimap right now.
Yes.
Air. He's getting deep, you know? Like, these are the things that I'm like, okay, I think you're way too far forward, but he turns it around, right? Scuffed walks into them. They manage to get a kill. Spoiler alert, he dies after to Shackle. But I cut it out for the sake of this clip. And right here, again, like, Venom Crest, you will see in their games when they do actually fall behind, they will play around Air and Cobbs and try to make picks on a side lane. So keep your eyes on this guy. He will get down and dirty. He will get very brawly and skirmishy in the early game. And I just like his playstyle, you know, like screw the waves, screw the minions, let's just fight.
It's about the danger, but also what you get within that danger. And just as you said, Duckling is used to play with the jungler, so maybe that synergy might shine on today. But hey, all goodies aside, they have a lot of issues when we talk about team fights and the way they present themselves, Duckling, right? When we look into the nitty-gritty, it's confusing sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, the ones we have here, right, are actually one of the ones where it did go quite well, obviously, against Arceus, who didn't end up having a that phenomenal of a split. I think both the issues with DMG and Venom Crest, actually, I was very impressed by them for the first game day, and then they kind of fell off a bit, got clapped in the first round of playoffs, and kind of this sort of team fighting where they're able to punch a pick and really get much out of it. Haven't seen that in quite a while, which I hope to see more of. I think obviously the change of Captain Sexy could maybe help a bit, as you can see here. Baki, in what was a very great game for him, did get caught out. But I think this fight as well shows when they are together and when they commit as a team, they do commit to the same core, right? I'm seeing some small positives here, but again, it's so hard for me to judge when I haven't seen these teams for 40 days, in particular Venom Crest, because I have faith in these guys, but I need to see more improvement soon.
I don't care, man. I love that they get messy, honestly. Like, give me, like, you know how when LLS got into their 4th iteration of their roster, this split? This is when they got down and dirty. This is when they started brawling. And I actually like a team that brawls in the early game. And Venom Crest do just that. I think the mid jungle from Venom Crest is going to be what really dictates the pace of the game. This is why I'm actually like, I did predict DMG because I think on paper they are the better team. They've got the better bot lane that can carry, and I think they've got more picks overall. But I'm actually kind of worried for Phantom Misto and Lulash. I think we've seen them not link up very well, and I think, again, Air and Cobbs are willing to play that early game skirmish heavy playstyle. Phantom Misto does get caught out quite a few times, and Lulash is not as active. So if you let the duo from Venom Crest sort of dictate the early pace of the game, how good is DMG at coming back from a deficit?
Okay. Well, at least we've discussed what the teams should be able to do. We are just waiting for the teams to jump into the rift, but sadly, we have a small delay for one of the teams. We'll have to wait for a while, and most often than not, well, predictions are not ready for this. You know, it's a slight delay. What can you do? It's impossible to predict this. But you know what? I predicted this. I knew it. So that's why I have a late game show just for us.
Oh,
I
haven't even prepared. I haven't done my homework. I'm not ready. I don't want to lose again.
I knew it. I knew it.
It's iTunes.
Chat, let me bring up the chat because I want you ready to play with us. This is the game show called Who Am I? Item Edition. I'll present you with a clue. And it's a clue about an item. The item is talking to us. You let me know what is the item. You get it wrong, I present another clue. Duckling will complain about something. He loses at the end, blah, blah, blah. And he makes pancakes in Sweden. Are we ready?
Shut up, Disrupt.
Shoot it, First item, bring me the clue. Da, da, da. The clue will show. I swear.
Eventually. It's there.
What? That's not even close. What do you mean?
What?
Thank you. Los Ratones. Los Ratones paid for my college, but then Riot nerfed me and no one wants me anymore. Trouble.
Oh my god, is it Symbiotic Souls?
That's actually
What,
a very good shout.
the boots?
Yeah, the paddle's always used.
Trouble, I gotta say, you are locked in. And that is Synchronized Souls. How did you get this from this
Synchronized?
weird?
Oh, I thought
That
it was
was a
Symbiotic. Okay.
The
You guessed
first
it
one
wrong,
is-
technically. Nah,
No,
she
it's
did
the
very well.
first
That's a
one
good
and then
guess.
it upgrades. See, already
Yeah.
complaining. Just as I predicted, I know
joking,
everything. 3 points for Trouble because she predicted this weird clue. Sorry. I know it's college, but I did this out of the blue. I was way too fast. I didn't correct. Going into the next one. Second item. If you take down somehow, I'll help you recover faster. If you get a takedown somehow, I'll help you recover faster. I wasn't able to correct these things, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, what is the item's name?
Yes, Trouble.
Standard Sky?
That's not when
No.
you take down someone.
No,
Wait,
it's
huh?
not on the takedown though.
No.
I can't remember the name of the item because it's been nerfed to the ground and no one plays it anymore.
I know.
It had a
Describe
shop-
it.
It had a shop.
Describe
No,
it.
I don't want to give you a hint, Trouble. I'm trying to think for myself here. Why can I not remember it, man? Why did it get nerfed so
I'm
hard
looking
in the
at you,
ground?
chat. I'm looking at you, chat, and it's not it. It's not it.
If I,
There's only items. Ben Aragon. Continue.
I'm thinking of
Actually,
the one.
that was good.
Blossoming Bloom or something. I don't know what it's called.
That's not even close. Let's get you the second clue,
Yeah,
okay?
give
Talking about
second
Crypt Bloom?
Because
Yeah.
assassins know what I'm talking about. Wait. Take the... Yes, Trouble?
I'm confused.
It can't be Garden. It's not Garden Angel because it's not on
No,
takedown.
assassins. There's a takedown. I'll help you recover. And assassins know what I'm talking about.
I was thinking
Okay,
Crypt Bloom,
third
but
clue is gonna be easy,
What?
trust me. Let me look at the chat. No. The third
not got
one
it either.
is... Let's ulti more often, shall we? Chat got it right!
yeah.
Chat got it right! Tell me, Trouble!
Axemark.
Oxenark! 1 point for Trouble, 1 point for chat! I see you first message as well. Welcome to the show. Ow! Oxenark, let's move to the next one. If you buy me, I'll give you a free crit. Duckling.
is that Yuntals?
Huh?
Oh, that gives
That's
you free
wrong.
Crit.
You can't
don't
take-
buy
yeah,
crit. You get it
shh,
for free just by
shh,
auto attacking
shh.
afterwards. Then.
Shh. Yes,
Okay,
you buy me,
can
I'll give you a crit.
Can I have another guess then?
Not only
same-
after
same
Trouble either takes a guess or I prevent. Yes.
Infinity Edge.
No. Second clue.
Okay, let me guess. Again
Not
before that.
only a crit, but I'll
Yeah,
also
that's why I have it. I
sustain-
have it. I have
yeah,
it.
Tell me.
It's
Duckling,
Sundered Sky because that's a crit
Yes,
auto
it
attack.
is. Duckling gets a
I could have
point.
gotten it on the first one if you
The
gave me another.
Chat gets another point because I saw you. I saw you. 2 points for chat, 1 for Duckling, 4 for Trouble.
That's
Let's
two
move
for
on.
me. I get
That's
2
two for
points. there.
Duckling.
Yeah. Thank
Okay,
you,
I'll
Tom.
give you 2 just so you can. Okay. It all started with a single tier, just like Duckling. Trouble.
Is it Muramana?
So close.
Yeah, then it's Archangels. It's either or.
No, then I'm guessing. I'll guess with Manamune. That's the other item. Manamune or Muramana.
No, it's not. Second clue. Winter is coming.
Oh.
Trouble.
Oh my god. Wait.
What? I get completely
my
lost
God.
on that.
More 1
called?
point
Oh my
for
God.
Chet. Chet got it right. Chet.
Oh my god, I forgot the name of the item. It's the tank
They know.
item. Duckling
They
Winter.
know.
It's the tank item.
I got it. Thimblewinter.
Yes. Thimblewinter, yes.
Yes.
My
I
God,
boy.
that was one for tanks.
Winter's
That's
approach,
broken
but
Aram as
it's
well.
something. Last
Yeah.
one because the teams are almost ready. I don't like words.
Anyone who's not a support?
Trouble Link. No, it's an item.
Umbro Glaive.
Yeah, that's a very good. Okay, that's right.
Do you want to lock it in or do you want to take another guess?
If that's not correct, then I don't know what it is.
I think that's a lock in from Treble. Let me lock it in. I'm so sorry. It is! Umbro Glaive in trouble beats Duckling to the ground like Aragon did to Captain Sexy. That was not even close. In first place comes in Trouble Link. Second place comes in Chat. And then Duckling, thank you for
I got 3
participating.
points. That's
Chat,
not
you
bad.
suck.
I take that. I'll take 3 points.
Before we start the champion select, I think
select.
the teams are I think
right.
they're about to be ready. Chat, it's time for you to vote. Give me a music. Okay. Chat, it's time for you to vote. Tell me, who do you think is gonna win? Venom Crest or DMG? Just spam the chat, okay? And it will be ready. It's not a poll. It's up to you to just type in on the chat, use those keyboards, and type in either DMG or Venom Crest, and we'll show you as we go. Champion select should be way faster, I believe. Just trying to get some information from production, and as soon as we're ready, we'll go in. Don't worry. Meanwhile, I'm just waiting for you to spam.
Mouth
I see
bubbles?
Devils is always there. Bubbles?
Mouth
It's a
bubbles.
sound effect. It's a
Yeah.
sound effect.
Oh yeah, sorry, it was a sound effect. Yeah, it wasn't you. That's right.
Aragon, what are you doing? You can't vote. Why do we always have TSM? I swear,
He's-
some things never
He's rigging
change.
the vote.
I'll say as well, though, I think one of the lanes
Right.
we've not talked too much about, right? We've talked about the
Tell
individuals,
me.
but I'm very
The bots?
excited for the Boost versus Chance top lane matchup. I think Boost hasn't showed up to the level. I heard very good things about him in the UKL, and I saw it as well. 3-time champion there. And I think him and Chance will be very fun to watch going against each other. And I'm excited to see how that plays out. I think that will decide a lot about the game, and we hadn't really touched upon it, so I just kind of wanted to mention it. Maybe that's the sleeper matchup to look at.
You can talk
outside
about
of
it,
the
but I'm
mid-jungle.
listening to the... Okay. I was
We're
listening
in.
to the voices. We're on to the champion
voices.
select. Venom Crest versus DMG. This is game 1 of a best of 5. Keep that in mind. As soon as one team loses 3 games, they're out of the summer split. They're no longer fighting for the opportunity to go into Leagues Disrupt. Don't worry, the coaches are not banned. Those aren't actually champions.
Ban the coaches.
Ban Aragon, that's all I want to say. Rumble Shinzao removed as well with Poppy and Azir. The Corki follows. Will the Wukong join in? Because you're taking away the Jarvan? The Shinzao? It's weird.
Okay, I'm looking
Tell me.
here for 2 things. Pantheon Talia. Air has been spamming that Talia, one of his best champions, but Pantheon is also open. And I know that this is the patch where Pantheon was slightly snipped. Talking about snipping. Gwen insta-locked for
Okay.
boost top lane.
That's nice, that's nice. I mean, it is back to his more carry rules, right? That means Chance will lock in something like the Impesa, the Volibear, right? One of his 4. Or, this would be interesting, as Boost, his most famous champ, actually, from what I understand in the UKL, was the Gragas, where he was very annoying on it. So it could just be a denial there and try and survive the lane, which I don't think would be a bad choice either, and save your pocket picks for later on. I do agree with Trouble, though. The Pantheon Talia is a very strong combo, so I think maybe you deny one of them here, take the Pantheon yourself, or the
Yeah.
Talia now for Phantomisto.
I mean, I think Lulas has 2 options here, right? Either the Pantheon, or he plays the Wukong into the Pantheon, or he even goes Trundle and plays this kind of matchup. So I think he has 3 junglers to open, and I think he can get to choose right here. But I mean, if this is not a Talia taken away here by Phantomisto, who's not necessarily been leaning towards that a lot. See, this is the guy from Spring. This is the guy from Spring and Winter. Lulas on Wukong. I am expecting either a Trundle Talia or a Pantheon Talia to get locked in right here, especially having Gwen on a side lane. You definitely can lean towards playing for sides as well.
Yeah, Pantheon makes all the sense. Air is comfortable with that. Cobbs is comfortable with the Pantheon. I know the clear speed has been heavily affected. I did the math with Jamada is problematic, but at the end of the day, it's still Pantheon. Okay,
Captain
I know
Sexy with the
Duckling
Yunara.
loves this.
Yeah, this is very early in the draft for me. Why would you like it in this soon? Maybe because you want to slam down the Lulu, I guess, to get a good scaling matchup at the very least. I really that really ruined a lot for me there for Venom Crest. Wow, a bit shocking. I feel like the obvious choice was right there instead. We now might be going away from the Pantheon to Leah, or I'm gonna hold my breath here because anything could happen now. Yeah, okay. Whoa, okay.
It was a Flex Gwen. She's
So we're
going
playing
into
the
the
Gwen
jungle. Okay, I was not expecting this switcheroo.
Fair enough.
Have I lost a few episodes here? I don't think I've seen Gwen jungle in a very, very long time.
Yeah, this is Rom season.
Right, and I'm even wondering if that Gwen could also be a solo laner now, and they're just flexing top and mid between the Cassante and the Gwen. I know that Gwen does not necessarily like the Gragas matchup, but now I'm starting to favor DMG. Like they've got all their guns in their arsenal, right? They've got the Talia with the Wukong, great setup, great skirmish power. And I mean, for Venom Curse, we said that their main duo is going to be Cobbs and Air. And I don't see any duos forming as of now. Like, you can ban things like the Galio is lovely, the Pantheon, the Trundle, and you break a lot of the power on the mid-jungle.
And I mean, the implications this will have on the rest of the series, right? That's the Talia gone. It won't be available in game 2, 3, or 4 either. You've just denied Air's strongest champion when you've had 2 chances to pick it up on Venom Curse side on blue, which does feel a bit questionable for me. I'm a bit confused on why they're on their game plan now, right? They want to support. They likely want a mid laner. Obviously, they could be the mid lane Gwen. Maybe if they really want to spice things up, who knows at this point anymore. But I think you take out the Pantheon or the Trundle away. It's just the 2 obvious choices there for Venom Crest or for DMG.
There's a plan. There's got to be a plan with this. Hayes has something on his mind. I don't know what. But they still don't believe this Gwen is going...
Yeah, they think it's jungle.
Yeah,
That's very clear from that bench here, right? And I think it is the most likely choice. It was more so not counting it out because I still thought there were 2 very strong junglers. 2 of the strongest in the meta, right? Available still. But I guess they will just slip through the game 1 and we'll see them in game 2 or game 3, which is very shocking to me. And I guess you maybe ban out another support here or an AD carry you don't want to play against. I think the Sire, if you look at the win rate a few weeks ago,
ban 5.
Was the strongest. Okay.
Yeah.
So you just ban no one, I guess. Fair enough.
Yeah, they are not allowed, yeah.
Oh
Trouble.
no, they've lost that ban. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm looking at Fatescape, potentially they're rolling out a Jinxer and a Philios even. They both outrange Yunara. And I mean, like, you have a lot of frontline, you've got a lot of setup, you've got a lot of backline access, and it's one of the 2 main champions for Fatescape. He's gonna lock in the Jinx. I do really like that matchup because you get counterpick on support, right? You can go either towards a Lulu if they pick a lot of heavy engaged toward the bottom of the map and play through that. Lulu works fantastic in combination with Wukong as well. Too many knockups into the Talia knockup, into the Gragas knockup. Oh my god, it's disgusting. It's looking the Lulu.
Captain just talking with Aragon through the picks.
So he's Gwen jungle. Wow.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't play the Lulu now, right? Because where's the setup then for the team fight? You need some engage here. It has to kind of either be the Nautilus, the Rakan. Like, I need some heavy engage here. Otherwise, are you just going to be going in with either a Realm Warp or a Gwen ult? Like, that doesn't make sense in my head. So, yeah, you need some heavy engage. And it has to be the Nautilus, which means you won't get the ideal matchup with the Yunara. I would have loved to see the Lulu, but you've drafted yourself into a hole.
And then if you play from front to back, you get some protection on the Jinx. It all comes together, right, Treble?
No, I really love the Brom here, not only because it does keep the Jinx safe, but you're also playing Spellbook if you're going into this game, which means that you're going to have Exhausts, you're going to have Ignites. These are really good into champions like the Gwen that like to slip into the backline. Exhaust is going to be one of his main tools. They're going to lock it in. I mean, this DMG draft is just freaking masterclass. Outranging bot lane, out pushing bot lane. You've got the, you've countered bot lane support as well. You've got Roman mid-jungle duo. You've got chilling top lane with the Gragas that can reach backline. So many knockups I can't even count, together with the Brom too. Like, it's DMG all the way for me here.
Okay, Duckling, where do you stand?
I wholeheartedly agree. I think if Venom Crest win this game, it's illegal. Unless the Gwen does something I'm not prepared for, to turn something around and flip the switch. I can't see them winning this game, Venom Crest. I don't know how they ended up in that situation with those power picks available that fit their champion pool as well. I am a bit shocked by that draft. You've gotten good range against the Yunara on the AD carry as well. The Brom is good on top of it. Like, wow. A masterclass, as Trouble said. Really, really perfect draft for DMG.
So much to talk about, but also the casters are waiting for the game to begin. It won't start just straight up. Before we send it to the casters, I would like to see where the chat is leaning. Is it towards Venom Crest or DMG? A little bit more to DMG, but not that far away. Yeah, it's close. Okay. I see your point, but this was before the draft. This was way before the draft.
I guess it would be different now. It would definitely be more favor to DMG.
100%. But hey, chat, we'll toss it to the casters. Say hello to them as well. They're lovely. It is Eragon, the one who lost versus Lulu, and Hiprain.
We've all been there, buddy. I've lost to a Lulu as well. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the caster desk. Get ready to go into this first game of this best of 5 between DMG and Venom Crest. Now, I think we just cut to chase and start to talk about this draft because there was some stuff in there you were excited about when you see the Yanara getting locked in. And then the Gwen getting flexed into the jungle is a bizarre one, right?
It's weird, right? Yeah, you never really see it happening in top-tier leagues. Gwen jungle doesn't really exist. It's always just put top lane because it's like a Z-tier blind that doesn't really have many answers. And then you just take it there and pick an OP champ in the jungle like Trundle. I think the thing that caught me off guard with this draft the most was that there was potential for a Gwen, Trundle, Yunara rotation, which as far as 1, 2, 3 goes, might be the most OP-sounding thing I've ever heard in the game. Duckling, I disagree, mate. Yo, I love Yunara. I think this champ's OP, and I don't think I've ever seen this champ lose in my life. I think if you look at LCK, LPL, guys, Yunara, 70+% win rate. Unbeatable champion. It's super, super broken. So I'm excited to see what Captain Sexy can do with it.
What a loaded, by the way. Got to zoom in on the frog and the duck.
Yeah, T-Toss.
Here we go into game number 1 of the series. A lot of scaling as well was probably one of the big takeaways took from this draft.
Yeah.
These teams are probably going to be waiting to at least 6 to do much. I mean, DMG, we talk about this a lot, but things like Wukong's kind of not really very good at doing much until he's got his Cyclone available. So I'm expecting to see Lulish kind of just power clear, get to that level 6, and then look for a window. And around the time he's level 6, it also Phantomisto also unlocked on level 6 there on the Talia, so we'll then be able to assist with the roam. So yeah, it's scaling and just waiting for 6, I think, is the angle.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think it's scaling based on your junglers, because Wukong wants level 6, Gwen is just going to power farm. The rotation with these AP junglers is just to keep farming and farming and farming and scaling up until you're like level 16 on the Gwen. Until then, you're kind of just chilling. I suppose you do have a bunch of setup bot side, but your champions just don't really do anything until 6, so I don't expect too much action early. Maybe something on group fight with level 6s for DMG.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a relatively chill start to this game, unless mistakes are made, obviously. And you know what? I was really excited because when we were doing our votes for our caster predictions, I mean, everyone but Archer was in DMG favored here. And the person who shifted my focus towards it potentially being a DMG win is Chance. I feel like he's been a really, really good top laner. And it's kind of sad to see him just get put on Gragas duty because, you know, he just does this. He just sits back, farms, and kind of slowly pokes you out. But it's not like a big flashy champion, is he?
It's really weird, right? I gotta wonder why they're locking Gragas here for Chance. I mean, that's what he views as a good answer into Gwen, because the Gwen was flexed away. It's not a great matchup into the Cassante. Cassante typically just gets a Kaenic Rookern, and then Chance is going to be really neutralized, right? He's going to be throwing spells into the Kaenic shield, and he's not going to be able to do too much with Bust having full kill pressure, or rather just push the entire game. So I understand the flex to the jungle to give Bust the best matchup possible and to neutralize Chance, but again, on the other hand, DMG, you're putting your best player on not even a high-tier pick, and also not in a great matchup. Chance's Cassante was up, man. You know, like, why didn't we lock that in? I think that would have been a great pick, and now it's going to be denied for the rest of the series.
Yeah, nice pick up, actually, from the side of Venom Crest. If you think about it in that sense, they take the Gwen away, they take the Cassante away for future games as well. Like, nice little denial from him there.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're over Cobbs right now, because as you can look at the minimap, the junglers are both clearing in opposite directions. Now, typically, that means there's potential for like cross-map action. But like we said, Lulish kind of wants to hit level 6. Cobbs on the Gwen here, obviously also going to probably be playing a little bit slower. Not really going to be looking for any kind of invades, because like having a look at where like the setup is for this Gwen, because Gwen has no setup herself. It's the Rune Prism from the Rise, or it's a hook from E-Skipper. Like, I don't really see Bust being able to ever set up for Cobbs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the most likely place to get a gank is in that mid lane, unless bot lane overextends on a trade. But again, Wukong just hasn't got any CC in his kit. I'm looking at Wukong's movement right now. He could look for a gank towards mid lane Lulis or a wrap around and go to bot, but looks like that's not going to happen. They're just going to sell for Crab and probably a full clear. Bot lane's condition is way too good. You've got full HP, full mana on every single person. Fadeski, Karmski, Captain Sexy, and S-Skipper. And it looks like it's just going to be pushed for Fadeski as he hits the tower. And
there's not really much they can do.
What to do about nothing.
Yeah. It's one of those games where we get a slow start to the series. Also allows the players to kind of get a feel for each other. You know, playing in a best of 5 is very different from those best of 1s, and you know, for one of these teams, this is their last chance. This is, well, for both of these teams, this is their last chance. But for one of these
last
teams,
game of 2026,
this is their last game. Yeah.
Yeah. So going to be a rough series if you lose this one. It's going to be a long time until you play League of Legends again. And I was taking a look into Venom Crest's match history, and man, they've been struggling, man. They've been really, really struggling. I was looking at it. They've won, in the last 9 games, they've won 2 of them. And those 2 of them include Ruddy and Chaos, who were essentially just being blunt, just being honest, our bottom tier teams in the league. So Venom Crest don't have a good track record against higher tier teams as Lulis continues to full clear. I just think they haven't showed us as much, and DMG, if you look at it from that perspective with the competition level and the level of gameplay from the eye test, I think DMG should be favored here.
Yeah, absolutely. I do feel this is I mean, most of the desk agreed, but it feels like this is very much a DMG series for them. One lane we haven't really talked too much about is this Captain Sexy lane.
Yep.
Both. Do you want
to talk about Yunara? Yunara is
let's go
really
about Yunara,
interesting
because we haven't had that much time on her. She's kind of only really joined the NLC as of, I believe, last week was when we unlocked her.
Wait, hold up.
Wait,
chance to win? He just gets a solo kill up topside, the Flash E? That should never happen. Bust also has Flash himself. If Bust flashes that and channels Gragas back into the tower, wow. Chance finds a solo kill in a matchup that really should be a Stonewall. What an outplay.
I was not prepared for that. I assumed Bust was going to flash away. The whole play was just redundant, but no. Nice little pick there from Chance to win.
I mean, showing us again why he's just one of the biggest prospects in the NLC for top lane. This really, I can't iterate enough how much this shouldn't happen. This should be complete Stonewall and then Cassante favored, especially after early components and you get your Null Magics, your Negatron Cloaks into a Kanik. So props to Chance to win. Let's see if he can carry that lead through and then turn up the teamfights really, really well. The Gragas can do wonders with a Wukong to set up his cask. If he finds his way onto backline and then throws his explosive cask over the Cyclone, he can bring a carry into his team really, really easily. So Chance to win.
Trying his hardest to get that tower shot off. Chance does drop a cannon for it, but gets kicked by the W. And still got the ultimate barrels available, just going to get some damage onto Bust. I think until now with this kill, until Kanik Ruken, this lane is going to be a lot harder for Bust.
Yeah, Lost Chapter completed. A lot of poke going to come out here for the AP Gragas. You see all the damage as well. The play pattern of playing with wave crashes into looking for Demolish procs and platings doesn't look like it's going to go too hot now that Gragas is strong enough to proxy. Having said that, Gwen is topside. So we'll have to see if Chance to Win does receive a gank right here by Cobbs, but it looks like Cobbs is not even going to entertain that. He's going to head straight back down bot side, not punish the proxy, and it's going to be a tempo lead for Chance. Now, he can open up through bot side if he wants to, if he doesn't want to just run straight top. He has the ability to go roam on this Gragas. He's going to do exactly that. In fact, he's going to use it to lane swap right now, so it looks like it's going to be a lane swap for DMG with that first dragon taken for the Grubs a minute before.
Yeah, looks like everyone's going for that lane swap, though. All those Grubs, obviously. Like you said, Lulish taking that dragon. He's now power farmed himself up to 6. Cobbs also hitting that 6. And looking across the board, other than the bot lane, ultimates are getting unlocked for everyone. So we're now at that point where we did expect some of this action to get broken out with the ability to make those plays. Right now, neither team's that far ahead. DMG with that solo kill have put themselves 300 gold up, but that is really it.
Yeah, Gragas has first move down in bot side because once again he proxied, so he's has a small tempo lead. If Chance to Win wants to TP and look for a play, he can. Having said that, now Bust is back in lane. Full vision control up topside. The name of the game right now is the Grubs, as S-Skipper might be picked here.
Yeah, I think he's been caught out here. They throw down the Cyclone. They've got the Brawn passive on concussive blows into another Cyclone proc as E-Skipper too low. Lulish secures the kill nice and easy. DMG, they're not going to look for sexy. They're going to turn their attention towards those Grubs. As Cobbs, all he can really do is just steal the blue side.
I'm not really sure what eSkipper is looking for there. You're clearly cross-mapping on the bot side with Cobbs on the Gwen trying to farm up. Chance to Win is going to find Cobbs, but Cobbs is quite strong at this stage.
Yeah, has got a little bit of damage with that Blast Cone. I believe he just blocked out the Gragas ultimate there with his W. In jumps Phantomisto. They find their knockback. There's the Gragas engage. Air joins the fight too late. Has to flash away from the knockback as he does look to see if he can get some damage off onto the Talia. Not going to be enough though. Grub secured. Double objective secured now for the side of DMG, plus the kills. They're one jungle objective away from unlocking the boots upgrade. They got himself a nice little start to this game.
What a bomber one-shot to the Gwen right there for Chance to Win. Winning the weak side down in bot jungle, and then also securing the Grubs as well as Nautilus. As eSkipper there, falling, trying to set up a play that doesn't exist. DMG is just running the entire map right now, and it's all stemming from Chance to Win in his 1v1 here. Oh, is this an ulti?
He's going in, all out onto Chance to Win. Chance to Win is very low. This might be the solo kill, the turnaround. Bust with the shutdown and the revenge.
It's a comeback angle right there. I thought, you know, with the phase rush, maybe Chance to Win could get out of there. He has no ult to be able to disengage, but Chance to Win, he just gets run down, and the CC from the Q3 is too much. Chance to Win kind of giving back his lead a little bit. Okay, there's a solo kill, a shutdown, and a plating. As Lulus comes to cover, he'll be able to recover most of that wave. But that's exactly what Bust needed to come back into this matchup. He's accelerated towards Kanik Rook, and that's at least Spectre's Cowl right there to be able to help sustain through the lane. And again, this feeds into the scaling win con, right? They're already down a dragon, down Grubs. They really need to buy time to scale, because the way that Yunara and Gwen work is Yunara really wants more and more items. 2 items with the Kraken Slayer Bork into run-ins, into a 3rd item is really, really impactful. And then with Gwen, you just want a bunch of levels. So buying as much time as you can and not falling too far behind is the name of the game here for Venomcrest.
Yeah, and if they've done a good job of buying some of that gold back. It's only a 400 gold lead. Did see a very nice play there from Bust. He actually stayed for one more wave to make sure that Fateski doesn't get the wave state in a really horrible place. And also, that Kanik Ruken you've been talking about is now finished up onto Bust. Cobb's also finishing up the Nash's too. So they're actually our first 2 items of the game finished up, and it's not onto DMG. So we are looking now for the Yunara reset. It's Chance eventually going to get jumped on here. Bust actually at this point with that Kanik, he's not
he's got tower.
Chance is taking tower shots. Goes incredibly low. Can just sustain back up as Bust wants to catch the wave, but he's going to try and play interrupt now on this. Did see a plate actually just go over to Chance, and Bust decides not to overchase.
Chance proxying just like he did on that volley bear. Considering right there if he should go between the tier 2 and tier 3 tower, but decides against it. Wait, hang on. He's actually gonna go. He might pull Rise here. Air could Rise ult towards the proxy, and I think he's just gonna do just that. Look at Rise on the minimap. He's ulting towards the Gragas.
I think the mistake though is they're gonna give up this dragon
Which is
for it,
walking.
but not feeling comfortable. There's the flash. He's gonna execute. Chance is out. Nice execute. Dragon secured. DMG getting away with murder right now.
Yeah, I think it was a lost chapter proc that made him go blue. I thought maybe Rise landed a W onto Gragas, but he didn't. So a bunch of time wasted. Usually what you see is the Rise would ult towards the side lane there to punish the proxy and be a little bit quicker. But they're not going to find Chance to Win, and that's a good death for me. So counter proxy coming in for Bust right here. And after the respawn, both top lanes are going to have a big timer to do something. Bust right now has a timer to recall and maybe open up 3 portals down in bot side if he wants to. We'll see what he decides to do with his time. It looks like he's actually just going to stick around and maybe play for a Demolish proc.
Yeah, maybe. It looks like Chance is going to hold the wave. So reset comes in from Bust. Lulush also in the top side of the map. So actually a pretty heads-up play there from the side of Bust. He even places the ward down, so now he has the information on where Lulush is. So this gives Captain Sexy a bit of freedom in the lane. Skipper's just making his way over right now. And Cobbs is just power farming. That's all he can do. And he has actually got himself a... He has got himself a bit of a lead over Lulush on the farm front. Was able to obviously get that invade off while the grubs were going on. So somewhat leaning into why that farm is in his favor. Because Lulush is maybe going for chickens. Yeah,
I mean, Phantomisto is dropping a ward. And they could be looking for an invade here. There's always potential action when you have 2 globals in mid lane that can ult using the priorities of bot lane. Take a look. Jinx and Gwen are moving up right here. So they're using their timers with the push to invade onto this red buff. But Venomcrest, they decide... You know, we can't let this go for free. Is Cobbs going to contest? He has ultimate.
He's got the ability, but they're going to throw the Cyclone down. That's going to be the red buff secured in the middle of all of that. Rise is joining in. Phantomista comes in on the flank. Captain Sexy is going to get shoved back. They throw down the depth charge onto Fanta, though.
Oh.
But in the main fight, you can see Bust jumps into the middle of everyone. Facekey flashes away from the knockback, and somehow nobody goes down in the little skirmish.
With the 3-man push from Bust, nobody's going to fall. He didn't press R. I wonder if there was... Was he CC'd by Braum to not be able to press the ult on someone and go all out on the Cassante? I just wonder right there, because that looked like a really good setup. As they tried to burst Cobbs right here, but the W comes down, the Hollowed Mist. And then Kamsky actually manages to get out as well. There's no damage from the Jinx ulti, not enough rather. But look at this push. Where is the ultimate here for Bust? No, he does get CC'd by Braum and doesn't manage to find the ulti afterwards. So he isn't going to be able to chase right there. Flash burned for Jinx. Fatesky is going to be a potential target for Skipper with the flash onto him in future fights. But wow, I'm really surprised no one dies in that entire skirmish.
I think the fact that Captain Sexy was zoned off of the fight by Phantomisto was what saved DMG there, because the Yanara wasn't free-firing on, the three people who get hit by a Cassante W. Instead, they're trying to deal with Phanta on the flank. Good angle from them, to be honest.
Yeah. You could see that the scaling elements of this draft, like no one really does any damage yet, right? Jinx does no damage early. Yunara really doesn't do damage early. Same with the junglers. They don't do a huge amount. They need more items. Like I was saying before, you really want 2-3 items on this Yunara champ. And then she's OP. Now, Jake, I think I have some time right now.
Yeah.
There's an epidemic.
You say that, look at the map. I think they're looking for a fight.
You might be right. I think Kamsky's face checking.
They're jumping in. Lulish, no ultimate available. Kamsky's able to jump to Lulish. And with the Rift Herald spawning up, I don't know if we've got a moment to breathe yet. Phantomisto finds air over the wall with the knockback. Massive chunk out of his health bar. But I think it's just over the Rift Herald.
Yeah, it's top push towards DMG, so they can move down into River and potentially contest Herald if it gets started. You can clearly see they want to threaten this tower, First Blood Tower, first brick, and the free boots. They have 3 grubs, a few autos on that tower will do it. There's the free boots locked in right there, and they can transition to Herald if they want.
They actually got the free boots from the second dragon.
My mistake. Yeah, they actually have first three kills and first 3 objectives. You never really usually see that. It's almost always first tower, so really impressive stuff from DMG already.
Especially this early.
Yeah.
Especially this early. Right, it looks like this Rift Herald's going over for free. I don't think DMG have any interest in skirmishing Venom Crest right now. They're just going to go for the reset. What was it you wanted to talk to me about, Aragon?
Wait, hold on. Are we going to get a steal? No, we're not. I think Skipper accidentally blocked it. But if that was intentional, fair play, but I don't think it would have stolen regardless. But yeah, I wanted to say there's an epidemic right now, and the reason why I want to bring this up, it's relating to Yunara build paths, is because it hits home. It actually happened to me in that people are misbuilding Yunara pretty badly. I might have to hold this as well.
They will not let you get your propaganda off as
I might have to give up on this.
So much damage! Chance the outplay!
There, what a sick kill. I thought Rise might take that. Air had flash in the end. Cobbs should be able to pick this one up.
Hit. Oh no, the slow's going to connect, but he also hits some with the needlework. One more is all he's going to need. Snip, and the Gragas is put in the ground.
Yeah, who cares about anything to do with builds? We got 1v1s going on off cooldown. Mid tower should go down because of the potential for grubs on the tower. Captain Sexy on this Yunara has the ability to run people down with that ulti press, but it's not going to happen. Rift Herald placed up top side, and it could be a dragon for a tier 2 press.
Oh, good wall.
Almost.
Not good enough. Cobbs drifted around the edge. Now Fatesky getting jumped onto to
no flash.
Himself the flash into the hook, into Captain Sexy's damage, as that's going to be Fatesky going down. Kamsky jumps into the middles, Lulish jumps forwards as well, finds the knock up of the Cyclone. Skipper caught by the concussive blows, not going to get the second knock up on. DMG are able to answer back, both ADCs dead.
Yeah, Captain Sexy wanting to flex with that Blade of the Ruin King on mid-wave and run down Fatesky, who had no flash, doesn't actually commit his flash to running away. So it's AD carry for AD carry, but both AD carries are going to maintain flash at the next important fight. And looks like we're going to go back to, remember, to Peace as we take a look at this 1v1 again. So Air actually looks like it uses his W on the wave right there. So a full combo comes in from Chance to Win, who is waiting in that bush. Phase Rush procced as well. And Chance to Win actually, he falls really, really low here. I believe he flashes away. No, he actually doesn't. He just straight up one-shots with the Bomber right back again. That body slam combo. Really good knowledge of the damage. You can see the power of the Cosmic Drive in the full AP build right there.
Yeah, and he gets the mini Cosmic Drive when he upgrades his boots as well.
Yeah, I really wonder if Air could have flashed that E right there and maybe even won. Doesn't quite manage to find the flash onto the body slam though.
Unfortunately not. Not going to be the case. Have a quick look at where we're at on items right now. Obviously, Cosmic Drive's been finished up a little bit here for Chance. Trying to remember what item he's building into now. Oh, that's is that an Archangels with the cooldown?
With the cooldown? With the Fiendish Codex, usually, I mean, he hasn't picked up a tier, right? Usually isn't the Faust build to go Proto Belt afterwards, but I might be cooked. I can't remember exactly what he would be looking for in this situation. I never normally see the Luden's iteration anymore, but I might just be talking nonsense.
I assume the Lost Chaps is just for mana for now. Like, I think he's just not finishing it. It may get finished later in the game, but I think right now he's just using it for extra mana.
Yeah, I gotta say, no one usually plays Gragas in general in pro play at the moment. It's quite a low tier pick outside of counter picking Renekton, so I just haven't seen too many Gragases and what they would build. Usually, what I usually see is like a Proto Belt coming out next, but that might be completely Kappa. So, redirect attention to the game. Invade onto the respawn red. Now, Headbrain, has Cobbs had more than one red this game?
No, they've invaded the last two, haven't they?
Yeah, so...
Yeah, they're playing Big Denial.
Yeah, kind of suffering, using the priorities that they do have to consistently invade on the respawn reds and the respawn bot side camps. Super, super good. As a flank comes in from both top laners, we're getting an ARAM right now. As Ryze considers hovering towards mid lane.
Oh, they're going to find the lockdown into the Cyclone. Going to catch the knock up onto a couple of members there. Cobb's able to jump over the wall, but Bust is tanking up a lot. But slowly but surely, Fatesky is able to cut through his health bar. It's not enough. Massive bumper from E-Skipper, though, as they get a couple of people back. Sorry, Chance to win the one with the bomber as Bust gets flashed onto. And this should just be enough to finally translate into a couple of kills. 2 members dead on the side of Venom Crest. Make that free! Fatesky's excited. Cobbs uses the W, but Fatesky continues to chase. One more rocket will turn it into a triple as Chance finds the ace for DMG.
An ace at 20 minutes where both teams opt to posture and potentially look for a team fight. Clearly, both teams were very comfortable on spikes and they opted for this. The big thing to look out for here is Fatesky getting a reset, and it looks like it's actually not going to happen. Bust is so tanky, absorbs so many auto attacks right here that the rundown doesn't look like it's going to happen, but then this cast comes out, and this cast separates everyone on Venom Crest, makes it easy to run everybody down. Fatesky gets the reset, a bunch of moves from the Get Excited. And then on the backside, Chance to Win finds the kill onto the Nautilus as well. I'm not sure how E-Skipper and Chance to Win ended up there. Must have been a long chase. But that's going to be the Atacon for DMG as well. And on this kind of a reset one-shot composition, that AoE slow is going to be useful too.
Oh, that Jinx is now accelerated as well. I'm quite scared. We talked about the scaling on both sides of the team, but DMG have just accelerated their gold lead so much further ahead than Venom Crest. And I worry that they're not going to be able to keep up with the damage output that DMG have just unlocked for themselves. That's a nice little graph, actually. You can just see how much that fight exploded the gold lead. It's just a Mariana Trench. Just dives deep into DMG's favor. Infinity Edge, Wild Arrows finished up, and an extra Agility Cloak as well onto Fatesky, so he's got plenty of crit to work with. I'm a little nervous for Venom Crest off this game one.
Yeah, look at the damage as well. I think the problem is you really need to scale with this Gwen. Usually Gwen goes top lane so that she can permanently silent and get a bunch of levels and XP, which is why you usually see Gwen there. She hyperscales so well, but being far behind now, only on 2 items at this stage, and level 13 rather than any more than that. She's not sidling, not getting solo XP. She's quite useless in a way. And the same can be said about Captain Sexy here with Yunara. You really want to scale and get items, and now they're not strong enough for this soul fight. How will Venom Crest approach? Cobbs going to walk forwards. Then with confidence.
The way forward. Cobbs, though,
can they get the Jinx reset?
No, they can't. Well, he can't get the steal off. They do flip for the shot back. E-Skipper loses a fair amount of HP. Protobelt backwards as Bust jumps in. But Lulish! What a cyclone! The whole team goes aerial! And this is DMG's chance to pop off, but Fatesky being choked out by Bust. Bust finds the kill on the backline. It doesn't matter because Phantomisto comes in with a triple, finds the knockback, and that is not the Quadra, but it's the damn ace!
DMG find the turn on the entry from Cobbs, desperately trying to steal and walk in to get that soul to deny it from DMG. But with this turn right here, with the failed smite or rather not being in range to smite, it's just a complete wipe here. Bus tries his best, but there's a 3-man Cyclone in the backline, and it's just not going to be enough for Venomcrest to try and focus down the Wukong, because despite the Jinx dying, despite Wukong falling as well, in the end, it's only Bus left right here, and he doesn't have the gas to take down 3 people with Hextech Soul, who are accelerated, and he's going to fall too. So, unfortunately, it's just a little bit too late for Venomcrest on that entry on the Dragon, and with Hextech Soul, you've got to worry. Venomcrest's chances in this game as chance to win. Caught out a little bit, but does have the phase rush.
Yeah, it does have that phase rush. He's got the upgraded boots as well, so he gets all the movement speed from both the boots and from that Cosmic Drive. Gets a fair amount of damage off there onto Cobbs. Look at the move speed on this guy. They're going to bring in some backup from the Rise as Air jumps over. It's a 4 versus 1.
The time wasted.
Chance is caught by the slow from Captain Sexy. Gets the slow off, and he is still running. God. Look at mid lane. It's on fire. And Chance just walks away.
Here comes the ulti. Oh, he doesn't cancel it. I thought maybe he would hit and cancel a recall and they could continue sieging, but it's Chance down in bot side who survives. Absolute messying down in bot side right there. They break open the tier 2 down in mids. Tier 2 up in top side as well. And that's a really good use of the side lane play and the move speed from Chance right there. That's why they're prioritizing the Gragas pick.
Breaking towers and ankles. That was insane.
Yeah.
From Chance. The base is the only thing left now for them to take. The gold lead is just ballooned way too out of control for Venomcrest. I just don't think they have the damage. We talked about the scaling earlier, but Venomcrest just aren't really able to scale. Cobbs has finally got his second item, and I feel like it's a little bit too late at this point. Jinx is, 2.5 with upgraded boots as well.
If you go through all the items, right, it's like 2.5 to 2.5, but I have to hold that as Escapade could get run down here. The Brom Q tags him, a TP comes down.
Oh,
Bust.
No! That is one dead air. Captain Sexy finds the slow, but he hits the rocket, jumps away. Nice knock-up does come in from E-Skipper onto the whole team, but the wall is going to cut him off from escape, and his Fate Ski will take him down.
And that's going to be Nash right there. A simple TP and a simple mistake. Air actually TP's down. Gets taken down, and Fateski's going to run down the rest of the team. Skipper also falls. Look at Bust down in bot side, trying to salvage whatever he can. But there's going to be no threat onto the tier 2s, and I feel like this has been the name of the game for Venomcrest right here. Just permanently making plays on multiple sides of the map, whilst committing to cross maps on the other. And it feels like Cobbs, with his commitments, is not in tune with the rest of the team. As the TP comes down, this could be bad for Venomcrest right here.
Yeah, they're going to throw it all in onto Chance, but Phantomisto makes his way over. Bust dodging away, but not for long enough. The knockback comes in as Cobbs has been sent packing. Baron going over to DMG while they find a kill on the other side of the map. Feels criminal. Chance gets sent packing. He might have the damage, but he's going to get answered out.
The Gwen damage with 2 items, finding the 1v2 right at the end there. At least it's something, but that's going to be Nash for DMG, and it's just utter dominance, isn't it? Finding the play, one-shotting the Cassandra here with double AP into a Kanik is just absolutely mental. And now they're going to threaten the tier 3s. So Captain Sexy, even with his Qs stacked up, he's not going to have that much wave clear. Lulish can just empower the minions right here. Wait, hold up.
And, he almost got the kill, but the base has been broken open. Captain Sexy is able to hold the mid lane, but top lane inhibitor will crumble. Baron's still in the pocket of some of the members on DMG. Gold lead almost at 10k. I feel like Venomcrest are probably just going to have to think about what their game plan for game 2 is at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really difficult, right? When you're this far ahead as DMG, you can just right-click any objective and win the game because the enemy team is forced to fight. Unless Karmsky decides he wants to give over a kill, in which case that could be problematic, and then Powered W could come through here.
Yeah. Ooh. Make the connection onto Karmsky, but he should be able to jump away to safety. Got 1 minute until the Elder Dragon is up. So I feel like DMG are not going to really push it too hard now. They've got supers pushing on top side, so there's a point of pressure there that has to be dealt with. They can just set up vision and play nice and chill around this dragon before it spawns.
Yeah, lots of pings coming down for Venomcrest right here. You can see the blue side pings. No flank wards either to be able to look for. Potential pick onto Lulish could be great, but he always has that Warrior Trickster to be able to get out. The problem they have right now is take a look up topside. Super minions consistently pouring into the base and contending with bot side push and mid push too. Really, really hard for Venomcrest to be able to hold all these waves whilst also getting vision control in this jungle. If anyone steps a toe into these bushes, they're going to get bursted by the Wukong Cyclone instantly. So it's a really dire situation from Venomcrest right here. How will they take control of the bot side?
Looks like DMG are just going to try and take control of themselves. Air getting heavily chunked out for Phantomisto, losing a fair amount of HP. Cobbs is low. Lulish throws down the spin, and that's going to be Fatesky. Excited, able to find the damage onto Air, making it a double kill. He's going for more. They're going to look for Bust to try and finish this fight up. Bust cannot defend. A triple kill over to Fatesky. Probably the 4th ace of the game at this point. I have lost count. DMG absolutely squashing Venom Crest in the first game of this best of 5.
Utter domination from DMG from the second that they won that team fight in mid lane, and it feels like throughout almost the entire game on that grub fight, finding picks on Iskipper, it just felt like they were in control for so much of it when it came to the macro. Even though the early game was slow, I think DMG just showed why they're a step above.
Yeah, no, honestly, that was just an incredibly dominant performance from them. I had my concerns. I was worried about Chance on the Gragas. And I shouldn't be. He looked incredible.
Yeah.
Really, really... Like,
finding a solo kill in that matchup? Really?
Yeah. Like you said, it was he
3-6?
just had a really good understanding of the damage. Like, this is a champion who Chance obviously knows very, very well. Able to find it every time. I mean, that was beautiful. Venom Crest, they have to get their act together for game number 2, or it could be in a really, really dire situation for them. We're going to pass it over to the desk to break down that game number 1. So, Archer, over to you.
Thank you so much, boss, and I do agree. That looked extremely good for DMG. Venom Crest. Where you at? I don't know. The champion select felt a little bit weird, but as soon as we jump into the Summoner's Rift, solo kill, another one for Chance on the Gragas versus Xante.
I mean,
He
the
got 2,
guy...
no?
Yeah, he got 2.
He started
right?
with 1.
He did.
I'm just starting at the beginning. Yeah. Build up.
I think my main takeaways, one thing is the solo kills. He is just fun to watch, right? Think back to that moment in bot lane where he ran around duking 4 people. It was very much Baus-esque performance. And the biggest thing I want to say before we get into the replays is, that was a champion we hadn't seen him on before. That was my worry. What if he got pushed away from one of the 4 champions I knew he was good at? Does he have something else up his sleeve in Fearless? He shot that game 1 and put in a great performance, so that worry is out the window. And I'm feeling very confident on DMG now.
Yeah, I mean, it really does fit the bill with whatever else he plays, right? Like the Xantes and the Ambessas. Like, Gragas is also a very brawly champion. It's just that his damage profile is not AD and it's AP, right? But overall, like, pre-6, being able to do this to a Xante, the body slam flash right there, fantastic as well. And I feel like overall, I'm just dizzy at what Venom Crest did to themselves. First of all, just praised Air's Talia. And they just completely bypassed it. And then we also commented about the mid-jungle synergy for Venom. There was no mid-jungle synergy. There was a Rise and a Web. There's no synergy in that. So, fantastic on the other side. Like, Lula's heard we're talking shit, like, very clearly, right? And he just came up with this
100%.
performance.
I mean, at least he shot me up. Like, I have nothing else to say.
Yeah,
He's not the same. He's not the same. He changed.
Very big game for DMG. I think so much uncertainty around both these teams in my head about where are they now after they lost their upper bracket. And DMG, yes, they beat Ruddy, but was that a real show of strength or just, you know, doing the bare minimum? Let's be real this split, right? So, very big statement game. I feel like Venom Crest, we haven't really seen in this game because their draft just destroyed everything. As Trouble rightly said, you give away the Talia when you're on blue side, when it's your mid laner's best champ. Why? And they didn't give me an answer for why they did it, because the Rise did not work. And if they fix their issues in draft, I think they'll make it a more competitive game. But, I mean, credit to DMG. Every single one of them looked very competent this game.
How does he do this? How does he do this? Tell me, Trevor, what's in your mind? What's in your mind?
Again, I think my eyes go straight to Lulash right here. That was another game where he had a lot of priority through the lanes. I feel like DMG nailed the red side draft right here. I felt like Venom Crest were a little bit lost, where they tried to like bunch up as many like good champions on paper as they could, and they had a rotation with like Xante, Gwen, Yunara. And then they go kind of pigeonholed onto having to play Nautilus because your engage wasn't really there. Like, my eyes go straight onto Lulash. Like, look how little damage he did on not to kill units. Like, this guy was just aiming to kill straight up. He was the engage for his team. He was the skirmisher for his team. And he actually used the priority lanes to make things happen in the early game, which was our criticism for him.
I gotta praise DMG 100%, but I also have a question for Venom Crest. On the first champion select, you allowed a lot of champions we know are currently so good on the meta not be picked but also not be picked by your enemy. So the Pantheon is still available. For instance, we have a lot of those for game 2, and game 1 is already out with this Gwen jungle, Rise in the middle, you know, those weirds, and you lost Yunara. I know you don't like it, Duckling, but it just works. It works. You go to other regions, it just works, okay?
I'll tell you, competitively, 56% win rate is quite alright for how many games she's been played. But I stand by my opinion, and every time in the NLC I've seen her, I've been right.
I don't know,
sucks.
man. If we're talking about LPL and 70-something% win rate, I mean, LPL AD carries are also built.
Yeah, they are very.
different, so,
I think they know how to play around it, right? It can definitely work. I'm not saying I did actually just sit here and say she's garbage. I'm joking. I think she's just very mid. I think there are better options, especially this early in a Fearless. That's the main takeaway, and I think they entered in the draft around it. So that's where I'll leave it.
Let's see how they're going to be able to fix this one on game 2, or DMG will be on match point. And we just started the day. We want a little bit more of League of Legends. So without further ado, we'll toss it to the break, and I'll see you soon. And welcome back. We are ready for game 2. Venom Crest versus DMG. Venom Crest takes blue side. Wait, let me just correct. Is that it?
Did they do that again?
It is. Yeah. Venom Crest selects
hopefully.
blue slide.
Hopefully they pick something very good on B1 this time, right? The Gwen didn't work out. I like the idea of a flex pick. It didn't work at all. I mean, Trouble mentioned the Pantheon. I think that's the first highlight. Obviously, won't be with the Talia this time, but I'm sure you can find something else that can make it work with it, right? At the very least, Pantheon is still very strong, and it's one of Cubs' best champions, I would say. So I could understand that priority.
I cannot believe I'm about to say this. Going into this draft, I think I'm looking for a Vi. Vi Ari, Vi Syndra, anything that has anything that gets a straight up 2 versus 2 brawl. I know that Talia is down. I really like setup champions with Talia, like the Pantheon. They kind of like set up for each other. But I think like with Vi, I do like big brawlers, like the Ari that commits with body, and like the Syndra that can set up with Scatter of the Weak, right? So I'm just looking for these 2 champions. And I'm just primarily looking for a very strong mid jungle, because they really did deprive themselves of that game 1.
Well, that is at least for Venom Crest to fix what happened. Meanwhile, for DMG, what would you like? Because I know Lulas is big on the Xin Zhao, on the Wukong, even on the Pantheon when he's allowed to play it, even though it was a little bit tweaked. What do you feel like they should maintain? Because I think Chance is so comfortable. Yeah, the champion pool hasn't been touched. Only Cassandra was robbed.
More of the same. A late game scaling AD carry. I talked a bit about the Aphelios when we were preparing for this series, because it's Fateski's most played... I'm choking a bit here on something. He's one of his most most
Are
played
you Venom Crest?
In competitive. Yeah. That's a very good shot.
Illegal!
But more of the same is what I want to say, and I think there are champions that can do the same job as we saw before that are still available on the table.
And welcome to the show. For those who are just joining in, we're currently 1-0 in favor of DMG. Complete control and annihilation on the first game. What will the snake bring? Shed the skin and move forward. Xin Zhao, Rumble, pretty much the same as before.
I'm looking to see where champions like Pantheon and Varus fall into this equation. Pantheon was up and available last game. Again, his clear speed was a little bit touched. He's still the same brawler. Seeing the Trundle ban right here, I'm even expecting potentially something like a Scion to be taken away from the set of Venom Crest.
I really like the Trundle ban here. In my mind, if I wasn't choking before my cashew nut, I would have said Lulas could be playing something like the Trundle. I think that's strong in the 2v2 as well. Has good setup with the pillar. The Varus now banned, so your question, Trouble, very quickly answered. Well, the Trundle and Varus both thrown on the ban board by separate teams. The Pantheon is a good shout, but you mentioned the sign earlier, and well, they understood the message.
Right.
Okay. A plan.
Give me Pantheon Syndra now. I just want to see Pantheon Syndra and then a very hard scale in AD carry. I'm loving what I'm seeing right here. I like the quirky scales later into the game as well. You can actually flex it mid-jungle as well. But for Lulash, I need like a very strong ganking, skirmishing, early game powerful champion. You can go towards the Vi if you want to pair it up with something like an Ari. You can go towards the Pantheon if you want to pair it up towards something like a Syndra. Phantomisto plays both with a little bit more of tendency to go towards the Syndra.
I'm just questioning myself why the Pantheon is not being picked in neither of these opportunities. But yeah, I understand the statement as it stands. What will you present as Lulas? Don't make me question League of Legends. It is easy.
We have the obvious
before
choice.
he slams Victor here.
I mean,
it's not Victor.
Of the champions that we know Chance plays, maybe the Ambassador wasn't the one I was hoping for this game. I think the Volibear could have had a lot of fun.
The volley, yeah.
Lane. But, you know, I think it's also a decent choice. It's in the Chance comfort pool, right? That's 2 out of the 4 champions then going after this series. Or after this game, as now Venom Crest, they kind of have to show their cards a bit. Maybe they could have got their jungle mid here, slam down some power, and then, you know, band it out. But if they pick bot lane here, we'll go in a different direction, and it seems like that's the case.
I don't want them to pick support here. There are so many good pairings with Lucian. We have seen from the LPL that the Lucian doesn't necessarily have to be played with Milio or Nami to be successful in lane. So I just want them to potentially even pick something for their jungle or even like a safe mid. I think Venom is sort of starting to create a very front to back-ish composition, especially with the Sion B1. So something that can actually breeze that early to mid until Sion becomes this monster. Aurora works here. I'm expecting Phantomisto to even go for something like Orianna can also work, especially if you're playing Corki bot lane too.
So we're leaving the junglers for the second rotation. Interesting.
It's gonna be fun. Oh, there is.
I do kind of like this Vi Slam, I'm not gonna lie, because I do feel like the jungle pool has been trimmed a bit, right? With both the Xin Zhao, Wukong, and Trundle out. So you can trim the pool even more now, get the Nocturne, get the rest of these champions that have a good spot in the meta, and try and make it hard for Cubs to get something that synergizes well with air. And yeah, I mean, by the looks of things, depending on what gets picked in the mid lane, you won't be playing against any mobile carry, so the Jarvan value not the highest, but could be forced into that choice simply due to the bans trimming the pool so much.
Reasons why I'm not necessarily crazy about the B3 Vi here is because Vi primarily gets paired up with a lot of burst champions. I can see how the Corki can deal with the Sion, but you also want some AP damage to deal with the Sion later on, especially if Buzz gets really big on the champion. So I was looking for things like Azir, which is banned, like Victor, like things that actually can damage tanks, or Rihanna is also pretty good too. But this have been taking out the pool. So again, I'm looking at Syndra, Ahri as the two primary pairs for that Vi.
Probably take away these control mages on the mid lane, or those that can provide that burst you were talking about. So Phantomisto can't pick afterwards. On the other side, well, champion pool on the jungle. Cobbs, good luck. There are a few available, but not that high on the tier list. Probably another mid laner being removed right now for Phantomisto.
Okay, so they decided to take the Rakan away instead. I mean, they slammed the Nami. Wow, okay, so that does make me question things a bit. I mean, Lucian Nami, not mutually exclusive, as Trouble said, just when it was locked in, right? There are so many good options nowadays with the Lucian that has risen in prominence, but fair enough. I guess they feel like that's denial. That does kind of throw a wrench into what I thought they should be doing this game, but I guess it is what it is, as Captain Sexy shouting out that 1v1.
I think Cobb's gonna have to do a good old EU boy jungler and just go Maokai Sejuani right here. You need that extra layer of engage. I don't think there are very many good champions to play to Vi. Poppy has been banned, which is one of the primary ones, first rotation, so unless you want to play for something like a Viego and maybe scale, I would say Sejuani Maokai can really set up fights for your team. Oh dear, he's choosing the Viego. He's choosing violence. Oh my god. No!
I think if you get something strong in the mid lane now, like the Ahri or the Syndra, that can really burst well with the single target off the Vi, I mean, you can essentially in the fight decide whoever you want to one-shot except for the Sion. If anyone gets a bit too close, right? The Aurora, not the furthest range carry in the world. The Lucian, definitely not. And the Viego, I mean, if you dash just one step too far forward, you could instantly be blown up. Instead, though, they go for the Galio. I feel like both teams are kind of dropping the ball here a bit.
I believe when you have Viego, you like those squishy targets to go in, execute, move forward. There's a Galio, there's an Ambassador with those shields, there's a Nami, there's a Galio to protect you. I think your task is a little bit harder now for Cobbs.
I think DMG got a little bit dizzy. They should have possibly R4 the Galio, knowing what they're playing into, and then look to potentially like sort of counter that Nami in lane with the Corki, right? There are other ranged champions that you can play into the Lucian Nami. Nico was still free as well. So I feel like they just wanted to take it away to not play against the Lucian Nami, but I felt like the Venom Crest composition right here really needed engage. So I never thought that we're actually going to go with the Nami here. Good setup for DMG. The Vi Ambessa combo, tail as old as time. You press R, the other one presses R, Gallo dives in, you don't get to move, knock up from Nami, bubble, wave. Again, DMG are playing with so many knockups like they did in game number 1.
Well, it's up to you now, chat, to vote on who do you think is going to take this one. Head out to the chat and just type in on the team you believe is going to win. Just put those 3 letters, the MG or VNC for Venom Crest, as we move forward into the game. Duckling! Are you ready to give me a name?
Yes. Captain Sexy.
That's on me. My bad. On me. My fault. Trouble Inc. Who do you think is going to win? The team.
DMG.
Nice. See? That's how you do it, Duckling. Maybe you'll learn. As it tosses to the casters, Eragon and Hipbrain. Who do you think is going to win?
I have my bias towards DMG coming into this series, but I have to admit, I like what Venom Crest put together in this draft. I feel they've set themselves up a good front-to-back comp. They've got a pretty fun comp to play.
Yeah.
Aragon, you're the intelligent one here, though, so give me your actual breakdown of what our expectations are.
Honestly, I do think that DMG got a bit lost in the sauce with the denial onto the Nami. You don't really even see Lucian Nami these days that much. It's oftentimes paired with some kind of hard engage support or a Braum. So denying that feels a bit of a waste. And then you're playing with a Nami, which in itself just isn't that great. But all in all, what we have is a lot of front to back with potential for resets from Venom Crest and a bit of burst versus a shotgun composition for DMG. They're just going to try and burst one target. They have the classic Vi Ambessa. They have the Galio over the top. They can play Ambessa engage into Galio if they want to. Lots of options for that with a tidal wave over the top as well. And decently strong lanes early, at the very least in bot side with that push to be able to get Vi through that full clear. So on both sides right here, I think at the very least for DMG rather, you're going to want to scale up with this Vi, get to level 6, and you're going to want to hit hard. You want to press R onto side lanes, you want to force summoners, and burst one target every single time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things where I feel like Venom Crest actually have a very well-rounded comp, but like you said, when those 6s come in for DMG, genuinely quite a terrifying concept going into that. There's a lot of crowd control, there's a lot of ability to pick a single target and blow them up, and I think that's DMG's win condition. You know, we had our concerns about the Gragas pick for Chance last game. I'm not as worried about it as on him and on Ambessa. Wow, that was really hard to say, apparently. Versus the Scion, it's going to probably be a pretty chill lane for him. But my point is we had our concerns about the draft last time for DMG, and they proved us wrong. So this time around, while those concerns are there a little bit, just as we get later into the game, I think Venom Crest have superior scaling. I do think, you know, DMG have proven us they're very capable of getting a lead and accelerating it.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, that's the early trading from Illusion.
Yeah. E-Skipper, I mean, it's a classic rel. You crash down, force a big HP trade, then you're dismounted in a bush, and you come out of the bush with the remount and the flip, potentially down in bot side. If we keep the camera down in bot observers, that would be great, because E-Skipper is definitely looking for a re-engage out of the bush onto Fateski here to trade HP and maybe look for something, especially on this level 2 that'll be coming up soon. Typical rel trade pattern right here, and if Fateski gets continued to get chunked and burns through all his pots, there might be a dive angle as Viego's pathing to bot side. Have to keep an eye on E-Skipper here, but it looks like Fateski's gonna be respecting it.
Yeah, I think they're just going
to level 2 comes
very
out.
Skill. Very, very chill. Yeah. Don't really want to be dealing with that. And yeah, just have a look at the jungles as well. Both junglers clearing down towards this bot lane. Obviously, Captain Sexy and right now E-Skipper have the push, so Lulish does have an angle where he could come around, but there's also the real threat of Cobbs' return gank or counter gank. I think the biggest issue, though, is the pressure that has been built through this bot lane should bleed into Cobbs being able to get that first crab, which means Lulish probably just has to concede bot crab and head topside, which will slow down his early tempo on the Vi.
Yeah, absolutely. And if he does end up going topside right there, usually you'd expect Siren to have prio, at the very least in early levels. Siren's quite a stat monster and can win early versus the Ambessa. He doesn't actually have prio this time around, so we'll see what Lulish decides to do right here and where his pathing takes him if he walks still down to bot side. But it looks like there's going to be a fight in River. Ping's coming down already for blue side right here, but Captain Sexy and S-Skipper, they do have first move.
Yeah, Phantomisto pretty heavily chunked out, so even if he does decide to roam over, he's probably just going to get blown up. So, yeah, as we predicted, Lulish is just going to move over. Chance taking a fight here versus Bust, but Bust able to get a lot of damage off in return. Charges up the Q, W proc as well. Air, potentially gankable. Remember, Sion is very good at setting up, comes in for the taunt! And there it is, first blood for Lulish.
What good setup there from Phantomisto. Finding the Q flash for Lulish as well as the flash taunt from Phantomisto is fantastic. And he does that before actually going to Crab. So really good heads up play from Lulish here on the Vi, not just tunneling on taking the Crab to match down in bot side, but rather ganking from the top side of the map, which honestly Air probably could have seen coming with the Vi doubling back to go towards the top side Crab as he didn't have prio down in bot. But still, excellent heads up play here for Lulish.
Yeah, really, really nice from him. Obviously, tempo's somewhat upset, but it's really not the end of the world. But we are seeing a return gank here in the bot side. Looking for Fateski's able to W away. Valkyrie gets him out of safety. Cobbs misses the lockdown, and he's going to call it there.
I mean, the wave is pushing back. It is still into Venom Crest. So DMG's wave state is a little bit uncomfortable. A freeze can be held here for Venom Crest, and then a gank could come out again. You can see Viego down in bot side still hovering for potential gank.
Oh, looking for it. Captain gets the damage off. E-Skipper gets stunned. Is able to break away. And he's so low. Captain Sexy flushes forwards. One more auto attack. Answering out. It's a 1-for-1 globally.
And it's all because of the bot side wave state. Captain Sexy, as well as eSkipper, hold the wave state as it's pushing away. And there's nothing to do. Fateski tries to flash away, can't quite make it, and the regank comes out. Really good manipulation of the waves and capitalization of the poor wave state from DMG.
Oh, Chance looking for the solo kill onto Bust. Bust is incredibly low. Chance gets the shield.
Oh!
The flashes are changed, and Chance wins, but Bust throws him down, bonks him in the back of the head. This game is tight.
It's a 1-for-1, a gank down in bot side, 2-for-2 kills, and a solo kill trade up in top side. And now a Dragon Star. I don't think it stops. We're going to get a contest here because there's no flashes on the bot side for Fateski and Karmski. It makes sense for Venomcrest to try and fight this.
And they're going to bring him down. Just put the Shroud up. In they come, Karmsky. It may just be the target looking for the Nami. Lockdown coming in onto the fish. Caught for the crash down as well and immediately blown up. There's the burst we were talking about. They're able to secure the kill. They're going to be a little late to the Dragon, so Lulish is going to be able to secure that. But Fateski is having to go such a long way around. He's just going to probably have to give the wave up.
Yeah, I'm looking at the wave down in bot side, and it's like a soft freeze. He could slow push this if he's Captain Sexy wants to, and deny Fateski a bunch of minions because he's got to go back around. You can see Vi, Lulush is trying to help him out as we get some trades up in top side as well, because it's not only bot side that's volatile, it's also top with the Sion and Bessa matchup, but Cobbs is back.
Oh, Fateski gets flashed onto, immediately look to get blown up. Chunked out heavily. No full commit, no full send. The Venomcrest. He had a massive chunk out, and Fateski, he lost a lot of minions there. Look at the CS deficit already.
Yeah, you've really got to patch up the sinking ship down in bot side right here for DMG. It's not going well. This Nami Corki, which was denied away from Venomcrest, it really is, it should be winning with the double range lane down into bot, but some excellent laning from eSkipper and Captain Sexy has made it so the lane's too volatile for the double range lane just to simply push up and gather a lead that way. And now without some still, they could just be reganked over and over again. A CS deficit for the Corki is not ideal because this champion, it's super early to mid-game focus. And if you're behind on the curve, you're going to have a real hard time transitioning here and creating a league big enough to warrant the pick. Now, Grub's spawning very, very soon right here in under a minute, and you get a lane swap for both teams. Top lane sums are going to be incredibly important, but I get the feeling this might be a 4v4 unless we see Bust ulti towards the Grubs.
I don't think DMG actually are that interested in getting involved in this, to be honest. I mean, look at the item deficits right now. You've got, what, the Tunneler on to Lulish with Captain Sexy pickaxe and got himself the Warhammer. Nice trade-off on the Fateski, though. Captain Sexy
Fateski
actually goes a little bit low, but Cobbs is continuing to chase forwards, looking for the stun. He's going to be able to make the connection.
Oh,
They dodge away on all of the crowd control. In jumps with the Vi ultimate. Lulish using the level advantage to his help. Finds the Q forwards onto Cobbs and finishes the kill off. Cobbs was not ready for the level 6, and he paid the price.
You can't both miss that skill shot, the W on Viego and the crash down on eSkipper with the Q. That was so free onto Fateski, and if those stuns connect, if the crash downs connect onto the Corki right here, who should by all rights be dead, but because of some excellent movement from Fateski, as well as a whiff from Cobbs and eSkipper, take a look at this. It was point blank range. I still don't see how it managed to quite miss. Oh, what an insane sidestep from Fateski going to the right there. But because of the level 6 to 5, like you called out, Jake, that's going to be a rundown into Cobbs and an absolute disaster for Venomcrest.
That's going to be a second jungle objective over the DMG. 2 games in a row. Being able to translate their plays into these advantages. Sure, the kills have been going in favor of Venomcrest, but the map still in favor of DMG. But it's nice to see a little bit more life in Venomcrest since the first game. They struggled there for a little bit, and this game, it feels like they're not defeated. They're still willing to go toe-to-toe with DMG.
Yeah, and especially through this bot side, right? You've got such a volatile bot side, which relies on jungle ganks, but they were winning 2v2 and forcing summoners, I think. You could definitely say Captain Sexy and eSkipper, given the matchup versus double range, have actually been outlaning Fateski and Karmski heavily, especially alongside Cobbs, who has capitalized on to the winning lane state. Captain Sexy. I think they've been playing excellently around the bot lane. And transitioning this into Dragons is really, really important here. So losing the Grubs is painful. I mean, it's not like, in general, you're going to be able to hit side lanes too hard here and use these Grubs really, really well for the side of DMG. But still a really big win for DMG. And now I'm looking bot lane. Can we still capitalize and punish more subs onto the Corki Nami as the wave is pushing into Venomcrest?
He's literally just got his flashback, but Captain Sexy,
yeah,
he stayed for one extra wave to make sure he finished that Essence Reaver up. And he does lose a little bit of this bot lane farm, but it's somewhat negated by the fact he just got an extra wave topside. It's not
Look at that item diff, by the way.
World. It's a half-bound axe to an Essence Reaver. It's disgusting.
He is scrounging for what he can. Pennies on the floor here for Fatesky versus an ER. It's really, really quite brutal as he has the tier and boots tax. But Captain Sexy, if he holds a wave right here, there's opportunities to be had. You could see Cobbs opening up through bot side once more as Dragon is spawning. A Freeze and Calmski and Fatesky struggling to breathe a little bit here as a Pink Ward's in the try. Now, how will this vision affect Cobbs and what his plans is? It looks like DMG have no idea. It's going to be volatile down in bot side.
Yeah, well, Phantomisto gets a nice trade off onto air, chunking him out. Will still have that ultimate, so can jump into the play bot lane when it breaks out. And I think they're hovering around. They find the Magnet Storm. The fish is caught and immediately
the reset
eviscerated. Cobbs is going to steal the form, looking for the bubble. They're going to jump immediately in onto Cobbs, but Cobbs breaks away. In jumps Phantomisto as he gets a massive slam down. Doesn't really find the knock up though. As nice lockdown from Skipper, does get a bit onto Phantomisto, crash down onto the Galio once again, but he gets the taunt off. Nice dodge from Captain Sexy. Phantomisto so heavily chunked out. Air finds the damage onto Lulish, and he's going to find the lockdown. Cobb steals the form. Fatesky has to jump the wall. That should be Dragon to Venom Crest.
200 to 300 health on 3 different members of Venom Crest right there. The flash snap, especially since Cobbs isn't on vision right here, using Skipper's flash to find the reset initially. It feels like Lulish feels like he has to go in right here with the ulti, which fair enough, they try to turn with the Galio ultimate. But after this, I think Lulish way overforces in this Tribush turn and gives over another reset to the Viego as the disengage comes through. I think they could just walk on out of here if they want to after this buffer stun, but Phantomisto overplays it, flashes away, and then Lulish definitely overplays it. He has no follow-up. You're not one-shotting the Aurora here, and he falls for the reset, right?
Really,
so
really
close for Venom Crest to fall on 3 different members there. 300 health at most.
Look at the damage dealt in the last fight as well. 900 on Fatesky to 3.3k on Captain Sexy.
And you know, I said I wasn't going to flame Captain Sexy if he played perfectly, and you know what? He kind of is. I can't call out anything too significant. Him and Skipper have been really, really great in terms of how they piloted these early games. And there's nothing really to call out for Captain Sexy right here in terms of misplays. A small freeze now for Fatesky, but look at the bloodbath down in bots. Like, Cobbs is still here. This man ain't farming any camps up topside. I can tell you that for sure. He is just going to live down here as they try to find engages on Skipper.
It's so scary for Calmsky and Fatesky because one of them can leave in Fatesky using the Valkyrie and he just loses his fish in return. They jump forwards, a bit of healing comes out from Calmsky, but funnily enough, Venom Crest actually didn't do that dragon. Instead, they turn their attention away to look to put more pressure on the bot side. Cobbs going to make sure Air's able to shove this lane safely. Now the attention has shifted towards, I see a tidal wave just got thrown down in this fight. It looks like nobody's in real danger. I say that, and then a teleport comes in. They're going to throw everything down. Double ultimate connects onto Captain. He's able to break away. The Magnet Storm buys him a bit of space, but Chance to able to survive. They're trying to finish him up. Double kill has been secured for Fatesky. Cobbs stealing away the form of the top laner. Chance to win is down. Cobbs has the ultimate available, can chase, but it looks like they're just going to have to back it off. Venom Crest too low. Taunt's going to look to hit onto Bust. Bust breaks away from it. They're going to throw double Qs forwards. He's able to get away for a brief second. Throws the smite, but a good bubble connects from Calmsky, and Bust is probably going to get himself taken out here. Nice kill for Fatesky. 3 pickup on to the Corki, and they've equalized out the ADC kills.
A really dangerous TP there from Chance to win into the center of the team in the Dragon Pit, which was super spooky. I mean, I'm not sure how exactly this all started up. It starts with Skipper clearly on the blue buff, buying a bunch of time as he takes away the blast cone. But take a look, the TP comes through in the pit, and it looks really, really dodgy. But the sun comes through, and then the ult for ult, the Vi Ambessa duo finds the one-shot onto the Lucian. Captain Sexy is very, very much dead. And then here, Chance to win flashes away from the Viego ultimate, which initially dies. The reset delays it at the very least for a very long time. And then Bust, he's just left out to dry, right? It's impossible to play. Just because you have the Ambessa reset on the Viego, it doesn't mean you instantly win the fight. Everyone else is down. You have no AD carry DPS, and it's just a long chase after that. So, second dragon, or rather first dragon, actually, wait, it wasn't taken at all. Second dragon is still up. It looks like Lulish was eyeing that up the entire time.
Lulish picks it up. I think Cobbs maybe tunnel visioned a little bit too hard onto bot lane. Fatesky still hasn't finished the Triforce up, even with those extra kills. So he's still down on item to Captain Sexy, who's now been able to pick a pickaxe up. But you are seeing the big kind of wombo combo that DMG's comp has, that shotgun that you talked about, was paid off there. But I do worry as the game gets later and later, the Scion is just going to get so tanky. I don't know where they're going to find the damage to kill him, especially when the Corki is still, 15 minutes into the game and hasn't finished their first item yet.
Yeah. It's rough, but at least they've stabilized a little bit on the Corki side of things. Still on components, but 3-1 now and accelerated a little bit in gold as the Rift Herald gets started up. Now the one-shots can come out, ultimates all available as the Nami wave comes through.
We'll throw it down, find the ultimate on to Cobbs, but there's no shotgun to follow up as in comes the Galio, but it's too late to the play.
There's the reset.
Away the form, and Besser jumps onto the backline. E-Skipper playing the zoning game. Air gets a chunk out of Fatesky. Captain Sexy still untouched in the fight. There's the ultimate from Air, catching onto Fatesky. He's blown up. Bust secures the kill. They finally turn their attention to Captain Sexy, but Phantomisto finally will fall to Air. The Aurora continues to throw out the damage. Bust is coming in zombie form. Chance found a triple kill. The healing from Calm Sky. Bust can't get close enough. That was an unbelievably close fight.
And a complete bloodbath from start to finish. Lulish, guys, instantly trying to steal the Rift Herald, perhaps tunneling a little too hard. Cobbs gets a reset on the Viego, but instantly dies as well because of the nice ultimate from Chance right there on the CC. And it looks like Captain Sexy might just clean up the entire fight, but somehow, out the back of all of this, Chance to win finds a triple kill as he attempts to clean up here, but look at that knockup. Onto Captain Sexy. He had flash, so perhaps if he found the flash onto the knockup, he would have been able to clean up. As Chance to win and Calm Sky towards the end also had to kite out the zombie form. What a mental fight, honestly. There was so much to break down, and the level of micro is actually kind of insane. I'd love to see what would happen if Captain Sexy maybe flashed that knockup right there. But still, not a terrible position for either team, and that will be Herald towards Venomcrest.
Yeah, they are able to pick that up, and they could look to turn this in towards a first tower. See if they do go for that. I thought our overlay went a little bit weird there for a second.
Well, at least we got more room to see now. It's kind of nice, honestly.
Everything.
I've never seen the bottom end of that the screen before. A rare treat. A rare treat. If it's a good dive top lane, the tidal wave comes out.
Yeah, Air's got the invisibility. Fanta's able to catch onto him. Good flash out from Air. Clears away the wave. Has the ultimate to throw down if he wants, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He gets a lot of damage onto Fanto. Fanto will not be going down. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, they find the kill onto Chance, so the Ambessa's down. I assume Herald's going to get thrown up, and they're going to trade for tower. Whoever gets this tower finds First Blood Tower and gets the boots upgrade.
Yeah, we can't quite see bot lane tower HP, but 3 Grubs is on the side of DMG right here. It's tense. Who's going to win it? And it looks like it's going to be red team right there. DMG secure. Beats of Warfare versus Venomcrest right here because of those Grubs. I really thought, like you, they would place Rift Herald and secure them.
Yeah, no, it's still sitting in Cobbs' pocket. Like, that's a major mistake from them. Really weird.
I mean, perhaps they preferred to hold Rift Herald before the Dragon. I mean, that's a potential macro call, and they don't value the boots too much. I still think that the boots are incredibly overpowered, so perhaps a mistake like you're saying. But now, regardless, both teams opening from mid. We have a minute 20 till Dragon, so mid control is going to be incredibly important. With that shotgun composition, face checking is going to be very, very difficult from the side of Venomcrest if they don't have control, so it's really good what they're doing right now. Full bot side vision is going to be easy to walk in, and it's going to be on DMG to play that. At this point, Chance as well, up in top side, should be able to just fry the matchup here, and you can see that happening with that Black Cleaver completed.
Yeah, Bust is getting kind of run down. It's going to throw the ultimate as they throw the public execution up. Finds the lockdown onto him. Phantomisto jumping away. Meanwhile, in comes the backup. Galio jumps away to safety. Lovely escape from Phantomisto.
Yeah, I think on the top side as well, it was ult for ult, and Bust managed to get away, dropping to half health. If he finds any honey fruit, that'd be great to be able to continue the play and fight for this dragon. But if he really wants to here, he could recall and then potentially TP back. Regardless, same goes for Chance to win on that 2-item spike. And again, tension around that bot side. Will Ambessa have ulti for this team fight is the real question. And if not, do we just cross-map top tier 2 instead? As Phantomisto takes a lot of damage. Cobbs takes the Blast Cone, and Lulish is considering engaging here. I think it would be a mistake, so they're going to look towards that Herald right there. They're going to take it as they cross-map up tier 2. Now, does Chance to win recall and TP to the fight, or does he just TP? Galio does not have TP. It looks like Phantomisto's decided not to, and they're going to fully give up. DMG have opted for the cross-map smart macro call and a gold injection onto Chance to win.
And it's a real low threat dragon for DMG because they got those first 2. This is only dragon number 1 for Venom Crest, getting 700 extra gold onto the Ambessa, who's already starting to take over their matchup. That just accelerates that gold lead a little bit more. And Venom Crest, they had a good start to this game, but it feels like they're being a little bit more scrambled now as we're getting later into this game, and they're struggling to find those openings. And, you know, that shotgun comp of DMG is paying off. They're finding the burst onto the right targets and zoning them out of the fight.
I think good discipline there to give up Venom Crest, giving Venom Crest their first dragon to secure tier 2 tower gold as well as chunk on tier 3 and deny multiple waves to the top lane of Venom Crest because they were investing 5 people at the dragon. I think was just an excellent macro move from DMG right there. And now with this bonus gold, the question is, can they start up Atacon? Right? I think with Atacon and your DPS and your Fed members of your team, just starting up right-clicking that objective and forcing a fight could be really, really good. Muramana Triforce, 2 items completed for the Corki, 2 items completed for everyone else as well outside of the Galio. You're looking pretty strong if you're DMG, and I think playing towards that Atacon setup could be good.
It's actually crazy when now you talk about the Muramana Triforce on Fateski, because there's a 1,000 gold lead between ADCs. Captain Sexy started this game so far ahead of Fateski, and now he's sitting on components of what I assume is going to be his IE.
It is BF Sword, right? BF Sword is so expensive, so he must be close to at least BF Sword or has BF Sword gold and doesn't want to recall until IE. That's what I assume is happening right here, and he's probably rushing and calling to get IE as soon as possible, saying, give me these waves. Captain Sexy's hitting the mid-wave tower, mid-wave minions. You can see Sion's not taking any of them. And I really think before any kind of fighting happens, he really needs Infinity Edge.
Chance is just happily shoving top lane. He might open inhibitor. Venom Crest, Atakan's a nice little pickup, but I don't think it's worth trading an inhibitor tower.
They're fighting without Infinity Edge.
They're going to make their way over. Remember, big item deficit between ADCs, and immediately the shotgun is fired! E-Skipper is blown to smithereens. It's a 1-for-1. Chance missed ultimate, but a double kill's picked up onto the Corki as Bust has to flash over the wall to safety. Meanwhile, off screen, Chance is looking for Captain Sexy as he just continues to chase forwards. The Nami damage is there. Captain Sexy almost finds the kill, but the Nami backup keeps Chance in the fight.
I think the side of Venom Crest, they were just panicking the entire time. I think they were really worried about matching the top side split push and then getting Atacon started on them, so they opt for the daring call of just starting it themselves. But they're so far behind that I honestly think they could even lose 5v4 right here with Ambessa split pushing topside. Captain Sexy for sure has Infinity Edge gold here, but they make the call to fight without it and force the TP on the Atacon, because of the panic of how much Chance to Win could do in the base if he's left unchecked. A good punish from DMG, and a TP comes through from Chance to Win, and you can see now you've got the Infinity Edge on Lucian, but is it too little too late?
Chance would have died if there was an IE there. Even if there was just a BF sword, they would have got the kill there. Captain Sexy delaying his spike. Unfortunately, being zoned out by Chance to Win from that fight as well. I mean, you've got the upgraded Ionian boots onto Chance as well, so he gets extra movement speed when he hits with abilities. So when he hits on you with all those dashes and all the extra movement speed, it's very hard to actually deal with that Ambessa, who right now is potentially fishing for a Sion on the bot lane. Bust may have to play a little bit of respect here. If he walks out of this bush, he knows he's going to go down, and he's revealed himself. Does have the ultimate. It's going to charge the Q up. Chance gets interrupted, finds the slow off, and Bust is just going to try and clear the wave away. Does have that ultimate to play escape here, looking for another Q. Doesn't make the connection. I think
it's
Bust just straight up dies.
I think it's ult for ult. Bust will try and ult away, and then it'll be ult backwards, but it looks like he's not going to get the opportunity. Yeah, there's the cancel. It's going to be an ult for ult, and Bust is eventually going to fall because of that Black Cleaver. So well played from Chance to Win, knowing he can run down Bust here the entire duration. And Lulis, he's just going to farm an assist. Cheeky little love tap with that auto. Right before Dragon Take. So 50 seconds until Chemtech, and that's Soul Point.
That is really rough. That is really rough there for Bust. I think if he had stepped out that bush half a second later, he would have, realized that Chance was there and decided not to overextend. 35 seconds, like you said, until that Chemtech, and you can already see DMG setting up for it, getting himself in the Death Brush position. I don't think Venom Crest can even push into this bush, into this jungle, sorry.
And there's no cross-map play either. They're scrambling to secure their bot-side camps and not lose as much as humanly possible, but alternatively, you could have maybe gone for the Galio to try and find a pick on him, but maybe their perception is that he's just too tanky. And even if you go for the Galio on the other side of the dragon, you're just not going to find it. Sion is up for this Soul Point fight, and the question is, does Venomcrest want to fight here? But they've got to be really careful. 4 seconds now until Mbessa ulti, and they have that shotgun. Once again, it is cocked. It looks like they're going to go for the Galio.
I feel,
Phantomisto, is he going to fall?
They decide just to go for a side lane play. There's nowhere for Phantomisto to actually ult to. You can see, but they're bringing Calm Sky up to make sure he's in ult range in case Phanta needed to escape. And weirdly, I agree with Venomcrest cool here. Just give Dragon over to DMG. Let DMG get this one. Get a little bit more items onto your Lucian. Get a little bit later into the game. And then maybe look for that soul fight.
Venomcrest, Venomcrest, they tried to Viego stun the Galio, and the Galio taunt interrupts the Viego W channel, so they don't find anything right there. Phantomisto playing the side lane extremely well with the interactions. We're just running out of win cons, I feel like, for Venomcrest. They do have the late game scaling of the Scion. The Scion is essentially invincible. If this were to get to 6 items, the Scion could be incredibly tanky right here with the lack of DPS on DMG's side. But because DMG is so far ahead, that's going to take a long time. Randuin's could be a stepping stone towards that goal. But for now, I do feel like Venomcrest, they could start any objective. Sorry, DMG rather, could start any objective before now and the next dragon. If they want to go towards the Nash, they can definitely do so and then play to turn a fight with the item advantage they have. But they could also viably just sit back and wait. I think a completely viable win con right here, which a top team would do, is just sit there with 4 minutes left to dragon, maintain control of bot side, push out mid and bot lane, take full control of bot side, and then take soul. Which feels like a given.
Reset's coming in. Just going to try and get as many items on the cards as possible. Phanto picks up the upgraded boots on the Mert Treads. And I believe that, yep, there it is. Lord Dom's finished up for Fate Ski on this reset. So 3 items plus upgraded plated steel. Capsa has that AD shield as well. That is a fat base for the Corki. And you're sitting on just the last Whisper of Captain Sexy. His damage output, you know, is there, but comparatively to Fate Ski, it's going to be a massive difference between the two of them. And you can see already, that was just the E that hit Captain Sexy, and he got chunked pretty heavily off it.
Look at Chance, kind of fishing for some damage right here to chunk with the Eclipse Shield and the W. Nice bit of damage. He's going to take a bunch of damage in return, but he always has that Omnivamp, as well as the shields to play with. As we see some posturing around top and bot. Chance to win has taken so many really good trades. Hold up, has he bitten off more than he can chew? He has!
Sion solo kill! Meanwhile in the mid lane, Captain Sexy, untouched, air, launches onto the backline with the ultimate, breaks away, but
look at the damage!
Damage is too damn high! The exhaust will not do enough! Air finds the kill! E-Skipper puts enough CC forwards! Air somehow escapes! In comes the teleport as Bust charges forwards, finds the knockup! Phanto gets the taunt off, the tower will fall! Venomcrest found a little bit of teeth in that fight, but they don't sink in deep enough.
Perhaps a little bit overconfident here for DMG. Under tower trading was going so well for Chance, but that's the second he runs into that empowered Q knockup from Bust and the chain CC, he does fall as well. Bust taking a lot of damage here. He might just get run down with a red buff slow.
He might just be playing slow though for the moment.
He's buying so much time.
Looking for Calm Sky. Calm Sky flashes away. He's so low, but he doesn't die. The W heal is enough. Fateski's damage is way too high. They're teleporting in for backup. Bust is going to try and heal up on the Honey Fruits. He's so tanky though. He took so much damage and he didn't go down.
A Bust with the best Giga Chat impression. I mean, the Randuin's is doing so much work, right? The healing from the Unending and then the Randuin's damage mitigation is absolutely mental. What happens here exactly? Q gets interrupted from Vi and they play to one-shot. The one-shot comes down onto the Viego and there is no reset either. But I think there was a bit of an overextension from Lulush who flashed Qs. I believe, Captain Sexy flashes away. Excellent reactions. But the damage is just too high. Look at Air, a single rocket. It's like 300 damage every single time. And a minute now until Dragon.
Look at the vision on red side, though.
Yeah.
All DMG favored. They need to move through, clear all of that out. Thank you very much, observers. They know where they're coming from pretty much every angle, unless it's bot lane. And even so, they'll probably see them. DMG, Dragon's up. And again, this is one technically they can trade over. I don't think they want to, but they can technically trade it over if they want to push for Baron. But I will highlight the point. This Scion looked pretty damn hard for Fateski and 2 other people to kill on his own. The later this game goes, Bust gets tankier and tankier, harder and harder to kill. He's got the, I can't remember the name of the healing tank item.
Unending,
No. Oh my word,
Oh,
Skipper.
the one shot.
Jumps in, Galio's coming down. They're going to find the one shot onto him. Bust jumps onto the backline, finds a little bit of damage onto Calm Sky. They're throwing all of the CC in, and finally, the damage will stick. Bust will go down. Ult onto the backline, looking for Captain Sexy, but it's actually Cobbs who's able to break away from that one. Lulish just about survives, will lose his Guardian Angel though. Air turns off the ultimate. Blast cones to safety.
Oh.
Captain Sexy is taken into the grey screen by Chance to Win.
Absolutely eviscerated with that ultimate right there. Doesn't have the flash, so any point and click is just going to take him out. Cobbs on like 700 HP. Can he steal it is the question. DMG don't have to let him in here.
I don't think Cobbs has the health bar to deal with this, and Fateski's going to pop him. The shotgun has 2 barrels and 2 go down.
Really, an opportunity attempted from E-Skipper here. Thought he maybe had a punish onto the line bush onto Fateski, but Fateski just one-shots the engage from the Rel. Look at all those dings with the Baron taken, by the way. Level 18, level 16, and level 16 all ding for the top jungle and AD carry of DMG at the same time. Enormous spikes coming in. And with this soul as well, you could see E-Skipper trying to make a steal with the Spellbook Smite, but they're just holding it. DMG just holding the dragon and zoning E-Skipper so there's just no chance of losing it. And that's Chemtic Soul now, as well as Nash for DMG.
Yeah, DMG accelerated this game, blown the lead wide open at this point. Do not think there is a world in which Venomcrest are going to be able to pull this back, and that means we're going on to game 3. That means we're going on to match point. Venomcrest, if they drop this game, it's going to have to be silver scrapes if they want to remain in the NLC for this split. There's a lot on the line for them.
Yeah, potentially the last game, next game of the year here for Venomcrest. And this is the last series that they could potentially play as well. You can see the mentality coming out from Lulish here too. With that Elixir of Iron, he knows this game is potentially over. As Cobbs tries to make a desperate engage onto mid.
They're going to throw in. Fante flashes away. Lulish onto the back line, throws the ultimate out, but Captain Sexy's putting some pretty big damage in, but the return damage is too much. Air on the back line, taunted up by Phantomisto, and now Chance once again zoning off Captain Sexy, is able to dodge away on the ultimate, but he just flashes over the wall to finish him up. And this fight is over. This game is over. Venomcrest crumbling for the 2nd time in a row.
2 incredibly fast and dominant games, with more fight this time from Venomcrest, especially through that bot side. But DMG in these team fights, I think they've just shown, again, how they stomped game 1 and now how they're stomping game 2, especially from their top laner Chance to Win. I feel like he has had plus number for the majority of this game.
It's a real display of capability from DMG as well, because game 1 was incredibly one-sided. Just from the start, they had control of that game, and it was just an incredibly one-sided affair. Second game, they lost early. They got heavily pressured out. Captain Sexy got incredibly far ahead, and then, like you said, massive comeback. And I talked about it a bit at the beginning, but Chance was the reason I voted for DMG to take this series. Chance made Captain Sexy's life impossible this game.
Yeah.
He couldn't step foot in a fight. All he would do was culling, and then immediately Ambessa jumps onto him. Absolutely fantastic game there from the side of Chance to Win, and match point now over to the side of DMG. Venomcrest, they have to fight really hard for this one. We're going to pass it over to the desk though to break down this game number 2. So Archer, over to you.
That is going to be a hard climb for Venomcrest out of this one. DMG just solidifying their lead. I know somehow Venomcrest were able to get the early. Like, there was a lot of attention coming in from Viego to the bot side, but it doesn't matter. And I know there's some individuals doubting the Ambessa versus Sion, but Chance to Win is Chance to Win. What do we say about this match?
Chance to Win is my favorite solo queue top laner. I said it. Like, this guy doesn't give an F about your macro. He's just gonna solo kill you, your jungler, your support, your mid laner. You wanna chase enemy support in the jungle. As his jungler, it doesn't matter. He'll take your dragon as well. Like, Chance to Win is like probably by far one of my favorite players in this
split, right? This new season.
Like, in terms of entertainment value he brings, he's top notch, and then he's actually good as well. I think Trouble described it very well. Obviously, the language barrier he had coming into this team, right? I mean, he just shows he has the hands to deserve the spot in the NLC. You talked about the bot lane, so much attention coming from Venomcrest, and it worked in the beginning, until this one play where Lula's level 6 managed to counter gank Will, and from that point onwards, it was all but downhill really for Venom Crest 2. I can't remember them winning a single fight after that play we just saw top.
Yeah, and I'm just happy to also see Lula sort of always there on every single play. Cobbs was trying to make a play top lane. He was there to shut it down. And then you got to see a lot of the Ambessa, Vi, Galio, Wombo combos. I think overall, when it came to team fights, DMG was just stronger, right? They had the better front line. They had the better setup. Fatesky gets to scale again for free. So game 1 on the Jinx, game 2 on the Corki. I feel like Venom Crest are just really fumbling. I will say, Kamska is Nami.
Let them bubble!
Yeah.
Not my favorite.
No comment.
I'm just gonna, not my I don't think I saw many Qs land, but you lose some, you win some. It's fine.
Yeah, I've heard his Sona is better though, right? So maybe we see that for game number 3. I will say though, for me to finally see Komsky on an Enchanter, which every time I prepare for a split, I'm reminded he is an Enchanter one-trick, right? Or not one-trick, but he plays it a lot in solo queue. That's his preferred style. But in comp, you always have to adapt to engage because they're best. So when you finally see him on an Enchanter, I was expecting a bit more. That's maybe the way I can put it. But regardless, DMG got the win. They're now 1 game away from advancing to play Verdant on Friday.
This is a rough graphic, no matter how you look into this.
Yep.
It looks like DMG is just on that day. They're clicking on everything they need to. The damage is there, everything is there. Tell me, Trouble.
I haven't seen yet Cobbs and Air play together. I feel like that's been my biggest
Selling
criticism
point,
so far. I feel like I feel like they do prioritize a lot of bot lane and a lot of top lane from the 2 drafts for Venom Crest that I've just lost the mid-jungle action that I was looking for. I actually said I feel like Phantomis and Lulash have not looked as good as a pairing, right? Compared to Cobbs and Air. And I feel like Cobbs, like, because of the draft, because once they're dropping jungle, once they're dropping the mid lane, they cannot find this duo that can take over the early game. I'm just looking forward to like possibly Pantheons and Trundles to come through to potentially get that 2v2 that we've been looking for.
Because that was the way we were talking about this match. It should have been the jungle and the mid. Drop the waves, go and help the bot. It's not about helping, it's about securing those kills. Because you see the damage, but they never turn out to be kills. Can't they fix this one for the 3rd one? This could be their last opportunity on Summer Split. The lower bracket is rough, but this is not the way. Venom Crest, what can you do? DMG, 1 more so you can lock in and move forward in the lower bracket. I'll see you soon. Don't go anywhere. And we are back. Match point in favor of DMG. It's do or die for the Snake, and they've surprised us multiple splits. You know that, Duckling, because you are the Wikipedia. We've seen Venom Crest like shine out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Can they do it again? Duckling, look me in the eyes. Be honest. You know it all.
No. I think the way they played these first two games have been a bit shocking, right? First game felt like it was draft issues that were really plaguing them, and they didn't get the chance. But in game two, when they then had more of a clear game plan, it all fell apart by one good counter game from Lulas, and then they couldn't play the game again. They've honestly, it feels like a bit been outclassed, and it does sadden me because I thought this Venom Crest lineup had more in them. And maybe they do, maybe they can reverse sweep it, but I'm not betting on that right now. I feel very confident that DMG will sweep this 3-0.
I just think DMG have been better in every department, be it from draft, be it understanding what exactly they want to play, how they want to play it, the front to back, with Fatesky being, you know, their star player in terms of like the hyper carry in the team, with the Jinx and then with the Corki. I feel like they're building front to backs fantastically well. I feel like their lanes have been doing great. Like Chance to Win has been solo killing Bust back to back or whoever shows up top lane. I thought Phantomista was going to struggle together with Lulas. They haven't at all. And Fatesky Kamska, I think they had slightly few problems in the early transition of the laning phase in game number 2, but overall they just come out with more items, more experience, more CS, and they're able to carry.
At this moment, Venom Crest picks red side for what could be their last opportunity on Summer Split 2025. Keep in mind, you lose, you're out. This year is done. It's you have to be afraid of that. Poppy, Rumble, we've seen this before. Pantheon, ignored. Maybe they're out. Maybe they don't like him anymore.
Yeah, he was banned in game number 2 in that round 2. I think it'll likely be the same here. I'm really looking at Venom Crest to see if they change up the jungle bans, right? There was a Trundle since out game number 2. Still feel like Ludus has managed to have a pretty decent impact. Divide, not perfect, but good enough for what the team needed. And the jungle pool, especially with Nocturne ban, if they decide to stick with their guts here, could really be trimmed, and that would excite me in terms of what else can they then bring to the table.
I'm wondering right here if they're looking to play towards something like a Pantheon for the side of DMG. It's the B1 Pantheon for Lulash. I think it makes utmost sense. You've got Zenzao that has been permabanned the entire series also. Not in the ban list for now. I'm thinking Varus, I'm thinking Zenzao, and I'm thinking Pantheon. Those three are very B1able for the side of DMG.
That could be it. The Xin Zhao. Is this the last one from Venom Crest before we go into B1? And is he B1 worthy? Lulas likes to play it, but you can't play by yourself. Reveal your final ban as we move on into the picks. They're taking their time. Okay, Varus for the first time. Xin Zhao is open.
Xin and Pantheon open right here. Let's see what Lulas does favor. We have seen people do favor the Zenzao because it used to be even in terms of clear speed with the Pantheon, but now Zenzao has moved a tier further up in terms of how fast they are at clearing the jungle. So Pantheon used to be always second. Now he's definitely 100% second at everything. So Lulas right here will have the upper hand in terms of the matchup. The Trundle though can come through, which is actually doing pretty fine into the Zenzao overall.
I think it's a missed opportunity if they don't go for the Tron, but instead the Skarner uses some more of a tanky duty here for Cubs. Maybe they want to get first tips on the top lane, or they could look to take a mid lane our way, right? The Asir could have been pivotal, very clear that DMG would have liked to take it on blue side, with now Venom Crest instead being the ones to ban it away. Yeah, let's see what they pick for the mid here. That would be my guess.
You can pair instantly with the mid line, make something...
Okay. That does surprise me. I think Chances had really had a stronghold on Boost this series, so I thought maybe... I felt pretty confident they were gonna wait and give him a good matchup so he could maybe not fall so far behind, but no, not quite.
I just want Captain Sexy to play the Renekton. He played it in the 1v1, right? What can go wrong?
He's mastered it.
What can go wrong right here? Okay, we're looking for the top lane. I mean, Volibear makes absolute sense, right? He's one of the best skirmishes in the game. 1v1 is his bread and butter. You also become super tanky later on, so you become a nuisance. So far for DMG, I'm seeing two disruptors in terms of team fights. Both the Zenzao and the Volibear kind of want to split apart the fight and make the team scatter, which is something that you don't want if you're playing in a team with Skarner, right? You're looking for the wombo combos. So we'll see if DMG are gonna slam like another ADC here potentially for Fatesky, something like the Aphelios. Not that you have so much frontline, or if they're gonna pair up jungle mid, they're gonna pair up the jungle mid right here. I mean, I'm just looking at this card and I'm like, you've already lost the mid jungle kind of deal, right? And we're talking about Cobbs and Air pairing up against Lulas and Phantomisto. Ari Zinzao, pretty strong duo.
Gonna be rough to take that one versus them. And we've been hyping Cobbs, we've been hyping Air, and they're going for the AD carry. So they're going to save the mid line for later as we go into the second rotation of bans. Where is the focus on each team? So far, DMG have a pretty good composition.
And I have to ban the Aphelios here, no? I guess that's what I would do at the very least. You're a short range AD carry. We know it's Fatesky's most played champ. Look at the ones already taken away. We'll see if they stick to that, though. I'm questioning what Venomcrest have done so far. I'm not a fan of the Skarner. I'm not a fan of blinding your top laner. He's been gapped so far this series, but yeah, the misfortune, I guess, just taking that away from Fatesky.
I'd like to see a Xayah ban from the set of Venomcrest right here. Really, really good into the Xayah. It's pretty much a pain to play around all the feathers early on. Plus, you have so much survivability later on. A lot of crit, so you can just burn through a lot of the tankier targets, like the Renekton, like the Skarner later on. And honestly, frees up the Kai'Sa to play a little bit more in lane as well, right? I don't necessarily mind the Aphelios too much into the Kai'Sa, because I guess you can dive into the backline. I feel like Xayah could potentially be a problem right here for Venomcrest.
That could be the ban. Okay,
so I mean, Fatesky will likely, he'll have both options, right? I think he's probably leaning to the Aphelios just because it's a champion pool, although I do very much agree with the points Trouble is making about the Xayah. I don't know, man. I really feel like the drafts here have been one-sided, and I'm very much preferring what DMG have done so far. They can ban out another engage support, the Rakan, something we saw banned earlier. Maybe they'll go that route again if they want to ban another engage, or the Alistar also makes a lot of sense.
Looking at the supports, engage is going to be complicated.
Yeah, I was looking at what's left. You're so right. I was looking at what's left right here. You might want to drop, actually. You might want to drop and play for your mid lane right here, and potentially look if you can counter bot lane. Like, I'm looking for things like even maybe the Pyke or the Bard. So yeah, I like the Victor right here. Pretty safe into the Ahri, kind of a push-in. You got like a front to back sort of forming right here, so you can potentially play for the counter pick support.
Maybe I'm delusional here. I'd love to slam just Aphelios and Lulu at this point. I feel like that'll be very strong. You have enough frontline to speed up as well for someone like Chance in the fights. I would very much like that. If you want more bit more engage, the Rakan is the option. Xayah Rakan would also make a lot of sense, and that's the route they go. I was too biased. I wanted to see Fatesky's Aphelios. I won't get to see it today if they win this, which I think they will so far. I mean, that is a very strong slam as well. Very good draft from DMG.
I agree. 100% solid. Trouble, you brought this up. Either the Bards or you have to bring something weird. Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of fresh Kai'Sa. I guess
Trouble, everyone goes in. Everyone.
I get it. I don't see a way that this dress has a lot of value, because all of these DMG champions are so elusive to the hook, right? You can even throw Xayah ult at the end of the day if you really want to evade that. And then there's like Rakan, who's super slippery. Like, the whole DMG roster is just very, very slippery, right?
Yeah,
so again, I think DMG have fantastic dive, fantastic out dive, great disruption, and a very, very strong early to mid to breach through Ari and Zinzao. So again, I'm really liking the draft number 3 as well.
It's looking like a 3-0, isn't it, Duckling? When you look into this, is Venomcrest capable of making something out of this?
They've certainly not made it easier for themselves. That's the way I'll say it. I think DMG should be massive favorites heading into this. How they've gotten away with all of these champions. I mean, Xayah Rakan Slam, you've got your counter pick in the top lane, one of the comfort champs for Chance. I mean, what more do I really need to say? I think they're set up for the 3-0 here.
I believe that's the biggest takeaway, like getting Volibear on Chance and putting Renekton. You fall behind as a Crocodile, what do you do?
Yeah,
I mean...
the counter matchup, right? Like,
yeah. If you fall behind as Renekton, you turn into a caster like Eragon. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Archer. Hello, welcome to the caster desk. Getting ready to go into this game number 3. We are on match point right now for DMG. Right, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the matchups. You were quite excited by this Xayah Rakan lock-in on the bot side. He's muted.
Absolute
He did a trouble.
Classic. Classic. No, I was muted. Nice. No, the entire game, the entire champ select, after third pick, I was looking at Xayah the entire time. Where's the Xayah ban on 4-5? And I think Venomcrest massively overlooked the Xayah Rakan potential. You see it all the time. Game 3, 4, 5 draft, 2, 3, 4, 5 draft, every single time, because loads of champs that counter Xayah Rakan are out, especially when you draft Kai'Sa, especially when you draft Renekton, especially when you draft melees that Xayah can hit and doesn't really have a range issue outside of the Victor. I think Xayah Rakan slammed there. I was lining it up the entire time, and I'm really surprised that it's allowed to go through here from Venomcrest. So I'm looking at Fateski right now on the Xayah to pop off. The entire mid-game composition that DMG have drafted should roll Venomcrest at this timer.
Alrighty, well, cinematic as we head to the Rift for this game number 3. DMG are 1 win away from knocking Venomcrest out of the NLC Summer split. Venomcrest, we saw life in them in that previous game. We saw hope, but it fell apart as nice flash from E-Skipper into the hook. Kamsky face plants the flash. Captain Sexy just needs one more auto attack. Who are they going to give it to? They're going in. The heal comes out.
Oh no! Just flash for the auto, Captain Sexy! Just flash for it. Finish off the kill. They don't flash for it, and Kamsky heals and walks out after the Thresh auto. It's fine. It's okay, Hipbrain. It's okay. I think they couldn't decide who they wanted to give it. I think Captain Sexy just flashes forward and auto attacks. But there's nothing to break down the Hipbrain. That's just tragic.
I mean, my like optimistic take on that is Captain Sexy maybe wanted to say flash in case he then leaves himself open to a gank potentially earlier. Remember, you're playing into a Xin Zhao champion who, unlike a lot of the junglers we've had today, actually isn't reliant on level 6, so can come for early ganks and can actually look for those early plays. So, in my head, that's what they're doing off the back of that one. Hey, guys!
Yeah, I mean...
Look
yeah, you're right. Look at the bottom, yeah. Get your tickets now. Stockholm, Sweden.
Birthday. Come join us.
Oh, yeah?
It's on my birthday.
Give us the digits. How many?
32.
32? 32 big ones.
Certified boomer at that point.
Now, the big question is, which one was your favorite?
What, birthday?
Yeah.
My 30th, actually.
30th? Ooh.
My 30th, like, I was talking about my sister earlier because she turned 30 this year, which is also, actually, that ages me more than myself turning 30, my little sister turning 30. I think 30 is just so zen. You spend, like, the last part of your 20s just terrified of turning 30, and then when it happens, you're like, oh, this is chill. I'm free.
Doesn't sound it. I'm in that point where I'm dreading the fact that I'm actually turning 30 as well soon in 2 years. By the way, chance to win has proxied third wave and is now solo invading Cobbs.
No way!
They're just taking the... Oh no, look at bot side.
Lulish is coming in. Nice hook. Does make the connection here. As Captain Sexy looking for the damage. He's got the flash. He's got a barrier. Make it work, my friend. He saved the flash for nothing. First blood for Lulish. Chance is inside the red buff. Cops is going to send him packing. Bust jumps over the wall. Finds the lockdown. Lulish gets a double kill. And Chance flashes the wall. But Bust will finish him up.
Could we... Listen, Captain Sexy, I feel, has had flash for 2 different kills now. If he flashed forward and tried to kill Xayah there with an auto attack, I think he would have got it. Maybe there's a mistimer on the barrier. Maybe he's not sure. But I really do think that's twice now on the level 1 invade, as well as that all-in, where he could have gotten a kill twice with a flash auto attack.
I don't know, man. I'm not sold. I feel like we have the joke that saving flash for next game, but like if he loses this game, there is no next game. Chance, though, potentially on the repeat gank angle here. Bust very low slices and dices away. They knock him into the wall, and the bear goes down. Top lane.
Good gank.
Pretty rough here. Start for Chance.
It's a good gank right there. I mean, the setup they do have, that's the main weakness that Renekton has over the Volibear. The Volibear will just win 1v1 in most scenarios. Good little charm onto the bone plating. Going to soak that up mostly through the runes. But in most scenarios, the Volibear is going to win out in the 1v1. The thing that Renekton does have the most as an advantage over the Volley is that setup. So using the Skarner early damage as well as the CC chain, they find a pick up on the top side. Chance 0-2-0 now. We've seen him have big impacts in games, even when behind with the proxy gameplay. So far, he's found a camp, and
Use the proxying right there. Hook comes through. And this is really what the Thresh wants to do as well. The Thresh is play pattern, because we don't really see Thresh that often, is early game, very lane dominant, and they can also provide Lantern ganks and gank set up very, very easily as well. So maybe we see Cobbs head towards bot side, try and find some plays as the waves push out.
Well, Chance is doing what he does best, and it is a proxy angle though. Bust recognizing that, he's going to jump onto Chance and get a nice chunk out of him. May have to lose the cannon here. He's going to decide... Oh, he lost the cannon. -1. Sad for him. He's going to catch the wave.
This is the real problem with the Renekton versus Volley matchup. You just can't match the push. You get pushed on, and you're stuck farming at the tower when you really want to be fighting. But Volibear just says, nope. And he goes to proxy, and then there's no interaction. And Renekton's lane strength is completely neutralized. So you can see he's proxying between tier 2 and tier 3 right now. And then when he chooses to recall, he's going to have a timer to be able to go wherever he likes. Maybe he heads down to bot side and starts up the Dragon with his team. I think that's always a potential option as well.
Yeah, he's going for the reset now. No invert. There was a bit of a dance around that Dragon. We've seen DMG being very good at taking this Dragon pre-grub spawn. And it feels like Venomcrest are actually reading that play now, and they moved over. Cobbs actually went into the pit, places a bit of vision, and just make sure that Lulish can't just sneak that away. As Fateski gets hit by the hook, Calm Sky misses the jump forwards. Nice play by E-Skipper as well, just to keep Captain Sexy really far out of the action. And with the bot lane pretty chunked, I don't know if Lulish can even think about starting this Dragon early. Hook.
Ooh, Lulish does get hooked here. Lots of CC could come out here for Venomcrest, but it doesn't look like they have the gas to keep going. Fateski, it was actually 2 versus 3 with Calm Sky in base. He TPs over with Spellbook TP, and that's going to be his lane state and lane condition completely healed up. Now, this is where Venomcrest is stronger, right? This is where they have set up in the lanes. This is where they have more gas to go with. In the early game right here, Skarner's so strong early. The same with the Thresh, the same with the Renekton. So you can see them playing for these lanes and trying to force advantages.
What? Phantomisto just flashes into Air's face, hits the charm and chunks him, but it's not enough to guarantee the kill. Did he? And Skarner was a minion?
No, I think the problem is Phantomisto there didn't realize that Air had bone plating up, and all the burst got soaked by bone plating, so he did a lot less damage than expected. Just a unfortunate timer to take it all into. Phantomisto committing all his sums, a small mistake. Regardless, though, Victor's going to come back out onto the map, and now Phantomisto with no ult and flash is going to be quite weak for these grubs.
Yeah, it's going to be a real problem for him. Now, they do look for Captain Sexy here. Fateski, W's on, applying to Calm Sky as well. Looks for the knock-up. Does just about clip onto Captain Sexy. E-Skipper's putting the damage in, but they dive backwards, dodging away on the Blade Cooler. But there's no mana onto Captain Sexy, so he can't press the advantage more. DMG taking a very nice trade there. Venomcrest just have to waddle away back to their tower to safety.
They're going to recall. I wonder if they open up topside. No, the answer to that is definitely going to be a no, as the TP comes through from the Renekton. So they're going to enter back into bot side. I feel like that's a bit preemptive from Bust, but he wants to stay topside for that Rift Herald, so the grub spawn. A good recall, and waves now dropped down in bot side. They're full committing this. Victor is not going to pick up the wave down in bot. Venomcrest are bleeding right now, committing 5 to the whole top side of the map this early on can be dangerous if the play doesn't go well. So DMG, he's 1v4. Chance, can he get out?
Hook. They find the hook. They've got the lantern to bring Captain Sexy over the wall. Actually, he just commits ultimate. That's going to be the feat of Warfare secured for the side of Venomcrest. And a kill onto your jungler, actually.
Yeah,
right?
With the waves, the way that they were, it's really good that this play worked out for Venomcrest. Actually finding the kill onto Chance right here, because if it didn't, they were just bleeding waves for free. And now the cross map as well for DMG with that Dragon and the ability to hit down towers down in bot side with Zaya's DPS is going to be problematic as well. Venomcrest, they're going to secure 3 grubs, but they lose quite a bit on the other side of the map.
There was a delay on the overlay. Captain Sexy did get the kill. It was just a real delay on the overlay there. But yeah, nice little pickup for him. Goes back to base and heads into lane with the half-bound axe. Trading of objectives. This is the first time we've seen Venomcrest not lose both objectives at the start of the game. So they do lose that dragon. And, you know, it sets up a dragon win condition over to the side of DMG. But
yeah,
the problem with all of this and the attention they put onto that top side of the map is Captain Sexy is just being zoned off the tower. And he's losing a lot of farm here. Bust looks for the all-in onto Chance. He pops the Dominus. Chance is so low. Holy moly, Bust's damage is huge. Forces the ultimate out from Chance. Gets the W shield off. Gets a lot of extra damages as Bust flashes forwards, finds the lockdown. One more Q should do it.
Ooh.
A Crocodile takes out the bear.
Using that Dominus All the DPS there with the gas and the sandstorm to be able to do so much damage. It's Chain CC, Venom Crest. They're not done.
Lands onto Phantomisto. Captain Sexy slides onto the back line with the ultimate. Flash from E-Skipper into the double flay. The blade
the flash.
3 in place from Fateski. Captain Sexy remains untouched. Air's able to flash over the wall, and they find themselves yet another kill. 3 kills start for Captain Sexy once again. Air just dodging the feathers on the way out. Nice fight bot side.
The tip of the feathers just isn't enough to catch Air right at the end there with the E pullback. But nice Chain CC flash from Cobbs here with the E flash onto Phantomisto, I believe. Chain CC is really, really good. And then you have Captain Sexy who dashes into the backline with the Plasma proc to be able to finish off the kill. Now, I thought the feather pull, I was looking for the ulti into the setup from the feathers with the R flash right here, the E flash rather, looked really, really good. But they just ran out of gas. And they tried to continue chasing DMG, but it was... a nicely played fight from Venom Crest.
That is rough, actually. I think they could have got the kill if that gravity field hadn't hit. Air just about saved the life of his whole team off that one. That is a scary Kai'Sa now. Building towards their first item, heading back to base. I assume it's going to come in here.
Yeah, I'm worried about the top side of the map. Usually the matchup doesn't go this bad for the Volibear, right? And I feel like it's really good punishes as well from Venom Crest. I know this is a complete tangent to what you were talking about.
No,
I just
go.
saw
You do you.
the Volibear KDA being 0-4-0, and I was like, that's not right. You really shouldn't die this many times. Your lane is actually really, really strong, and after a while you should be stronger in terms of ability all in, but now you have a giga item advantage.
Yeah.
On top side. And I'm worried about the Rift Herald that's coming up.
It's really significant, actually. 0-4 Volibear versus the full cleaver onto Bust.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, as we have no real chance of a dragon fight, because that's not up for 3 minutes. I was wondering why everyone was posturing down there. I think they were thinking about looking for a gank. Air does need to be careful, though. DMG making their way over. Calm Sky throws down the quickness.
Nice
Air
movement.
puts a good gravity field up, finds the lockdown onto the Rakan, into the laser beam. Stun connects onto Phantomisto. Air played that 1v3 really nicely there. It's just going to back off. Oh,
wait, hang on a minute.
Oh, my word.
Oh, things are not going well for DMG here, and I feel like Lulus, he has to pop the Crescent Guard to be able to stay alive, but the CC's still here. Hey, not Halo Blades. I've lost the item that stacks HP, does so much damage here. Onto the mid lane.
That's Air down. In jumps Captain Sexy, though. He finds himself another kill in response.
Disaster.
Phantomisto's ultimate is now timed out. No escape for him. They find the lockdown with Rakan. A double kill for Captain Sexy. Kraken Slayer, 5-1 on the Kai'Sa. Venom Crest have found some fight in them here.
They found some fights in every single lane right now. Air with the fancy feet in mid lane, Bust with the 1v1 top, and the team fight skirmishing in bot side, finding the plasma proc. Look at the auto Q damage. Excellent combo from Bust right there as well. Lulus has to ult to stay alive, but Cobbs isn't done. He keeps going and chains on to whatever this is to not allow for the disengage. And then Victor does the gas as well. The damage is huge. Falls, but the chains he sees there. Look at the plasma proc. Sexy dives into the backline. Phantomisto, he just can't get out.
That is such a nice fight from Venom Crest. The Kai'Sa, you know, typically quite reliant on having something like a Nico to cover their laning phase. This time around, Captain Sexy with the Thresh, just playing it really well. I have to give it to E-Skipper. I think E-Skipper's playing this Thresh really, really clean. I'm very impressed with his performance so far. Air, he survived the last 1v3. Let's see if he can do it again. Cobbs is coming over to play bailout right now. Does have the Impale available. Is looking for an angle to get it. Picks up the brick. There's a looks like they're chasing in. Teleport coming up on that flank here as E-Skipper Hex flashes over the wall. Bust is charging in. The Crocodile chases forwards. Gets caught by the quickness. The hook goes wide. And everyone DMG is able to escape.
Insane. The hook really should have landed on the stun that Renekton gave through. Bust doesn't quite land the chain CC with the Thresh, and that's problematic right there. The flank was actually really, really, really solid. And take a look at the top side. Volibear gets to free hit the tower. There's plating still up, so he's farming back into the game. So much gold injected into Volibear right now with the proxy on top of that. And the overload down in bot side doesn't quite work out. Now, he does secure a dragon, and that's big, right? That buys you more time to scale up until Victor items, until Kai'Sa 2-item spike. But not ideal without the kills down in bot side.
Man, I actually feel like Venom Crest really do not... Well, this is a
not even that big of a point. I was going to say, I feel like they really don't want to lose this game. Because they don't want to lose this game. They are fighting tooth and nail to stay in the NLC. And it's a really, really solid performance from them. But we need to see how well they play this mid game into late game. Because I feel like team fighting in the late game has just been so DMG favored throughout this entire series. And Venomcrest, they've got their work cut out for them. They're sending 4 bot lane. So they're going to give the tower up. That is a guaranteed. Air cannot contest this one.
Yeah, and I'm still worried for Venomcrest in that this Xayah angle is still ridiculously good. The DMG comp really shines in mid-game. Give it 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. You come online, give Xayah 2 items, and she's going to shred through the front line that Venomcrest have outside of having to worry about the Victor range. I think Fateski, as long as they can get to mid-games, having the Rakan enabled by the Xayah and the Xin Zhao, and all the mobility that comes with that, oh my word, they have a very big chance to come back in this game.
There's so much damage coming out from Bust as well. He's got a Phage in the inventory on top of that Cleaver. Chance does have the Cosmic Drive, so he has a little bit of extra stuff to work with and is building towards that Flicker Blade. But Calm Sky seeing if an opportunity for a gank is available onto Bust, but the problem is this side of the jungle is ruled by Venomcrest right now. DMG trying to wrestle control of this blue buff. Skipper is going to make his way back. Bob's can just swim through the wall. They've got the lantern. Oh. That was Calm Sky's ultimate traded out as well.
Quickness used. And now Phantomisto, he's getting engaged on.
Well, Bust is also going to throw the ultimate out there. Good Blade Cooler could lock down everyone as Captain Setsi gets himself positioned in a really bad play. That was a terrible flash from him. He's going to have to try and blast Cone away, but Lulish is going to come in for the follow-up. No Lantern, no bailout. Captain Sexy, again holding his Summoner spells till tomorrow, does not escape the play, and DMG turn the fight around.
Oh, it's a worst-case scenario for Venomcrest right there. You have Captain Sexy doing a ring around the rosy as he dives in alone and realizes, hold on a minute, this is a bit too deep. Tries to get out using the blast cone, but ends up in no man's land next to the tower. So Captain Sexy falls, and the fight with this composition, everyone has to be on point. You all want to focus the backline, get a plasma proc for Captain Sexy, and then dive together. DPS the same targets together, whilst Kai'Sa cleans up. Fortunately, Kai'Sa goes a little bit too far right here, and it looked decent. It looked decent. The whole play starts with Rakan wasting ultimate and a stun coming down onto the Ahri. But the gas, Cobbs gets shredded, and then here, this is where Captain Sexy dives a little bit too deep. Any QE cast is separated by the blue buff and multiple members, and Captain Sexy somehow ends up all the way over here. It's a team fight loss. The charm is really, really good after this, and it's a massive cleanup.
I assume Captain Sexy chased that deep, not realizing there was going to be an Ahri on the other side as well, and paid a heavy price for that. They do get the boots upgrade for the first time this series. Venomcrest were able to get that Rift Herald. I want to see a better use of it. Last time they got the Rift Herald, they didn't really pull it off effectively. Bust potentially maybe getting himself ganked. It's 2 versus 1. They missed the knock-up though. So I think that's just going to be a Crocodile surviving.
Yeah. Chance to win, building towards the Navori as well. Once the Navori is completed, the 1v1 is lost forever. In terms of the side laning potential and the 1v1 between him and Renekton. So Bust, completing the Stride Breaker, it's kind of an arms race right now, because the second that happens, there's no real play to be found. I think Venomcrest, they always have the play of just going to side lane with Kai'Sa ulti and a Renekton stun. I think that's always a play they can do with the ganks, and playing towards Bust right here. But 1v1, it's done once this item comes through. In the meantime, though, blue buff going to be taken by DMG as they have prio in mid and bot lane, and Victor simply cannot walk up in the side lane.
It's crazy to me that Venomcrest started this game so far ahead, but they're now at the point where they're actually conceding parts of the map. They are really struggling to try and push their advantages. Cobbs does have the Herald. Maybe if they crack this mid lane, he just goes for the Flash Impale, forces Fateski to throw down his ultimate.
Yeah.
Cobbs actually getting engaged onto, delivers one back. Nice ultimate from Lulish just to buy himself a bit of space. His Sky jumps in, teleports coming in as well as everyone's just going for the full 5v5.
Bust is down.
Onto Calm Sky. Bust is so low, survived for a long time, but the kill goes over.
Bust dashes forward, and this would be fine if you had a completed Stride Breaker, but he doesn't, so he can't slow down Xayah and isn't able to catch up. And the second he uses his dash forward, his slice and dice, he's a sitting duck, so he gets DPS down, and now Bust is... You're playing a 4v5 on the side of Venomcrest. You take the Rift Herald here, it doesn't get a charge, and you move into Dragon for free. So Venomcrest can't find the fight they want, and it's going to be DMG favored again.
There it is. Herald not effectively used. Dragon going in favor of DMG. They were able to get that first one, so that stack continues, however slowed it was. On to second Drake. Captain Sexy.
Oh, Charm
can't really
lands.
do too much. Nice. Charm comes in. Calm Sky loses so much HP, though. Captain Sexy's still capable of outputting a lot of damage. You have to be careful about that, and this should be most, if not, the Rage Blade finished up now for him.
He really needs that Rage Blade, right? This is the spike. This is the Kai'Sa spike. 2 items, the Rage Blade and the Kraken Slayer. This is when you're at your peak as Kai'Sa. You really want these 2 items, and then you want to start up objectives. They can play towards Atacon now. They start this up, they turn a fight, and they one-shot anyone in the backline if they play it correctly. With so much DPS, I feel like Venom Crest, they're going to do exactly that. Look towards bot side. They're going to take control fully with Thresh vision control towards bot side, but also there's so much vision for DMG in the red side blue buff jungle that there could be a TP flank as well.
Atacam will get any objective, to be fair, will get melted now by the Kai'Sa with those 2 items as well. So that's always something that DMG need to be careful of. As they're just setting up vision right now around this Atacam. Yep. No one's fully committing it. They're keeping Captain Sexy in the mid lane just to catch waves. Air does have teleport. Phantomisto doesn't, most crucially, though. So if they do look for a play, Phantomisto is going to have to walk down. Right now, he has lane priority. He's been able to shove quite deep in. Maybe looks for a chunk onto Air to make sure Air's teleport isn't as effective because he's just too zoned out of the fight. But Venom Crest coming in on a little pincer movement potentially onto DMG.
Yeah, Venom Crest, they clear out bot side vision. And they potentially look to set up Atagon here, like we talked about. But being pushed in mid first, and Captain Sexy having to catch the wave, then being pushed in bot side, they just can't start it up right now. So not being able to utilize the 2-item spike is problematic here for the Kai'Sa. Captain Sexy definitely wants to fight. He's definitely calling for a potential engage anywhere. But again, 2 items matched by Fateski right now. The Infinity Edge completed, and that's equally potent. Ulyss, fishing with a W, and they find the engage. Tribush control held here for DMG. Whilst there's still a ward in it, any kind of Atacon start will be spotted out, and recalls come to chance to win, and the rest of DMG. Now, will Venom Crest, will they start up Atacon right here after they push out midwave and move into River?
It looks like the game plan has slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
Items getting picked up, and you could feel the tension building around that Atacon, and both teams kind of just posturing at one another, but no one willing to full commit, full send it into that right now. Neither team had enough vision and enough control of the zone, of like anywhere around Atacon, to make it a safe take. So they all just back off, they head back to their lane assignments and just catch waves and get more farming and more scaling on board. And I think that's a good place to ask you, how are we feeling about scaling? How are we feeling about as this game goes later for each team?
I think that the Xayah outscales everyone in this game outside of Victor. I think Xayah in this game, as well as Renekton falling off in the Volibear 1v1 matchup, Xayah is the person to keep an eye on. It's Victor versus Xayah, Fateski versus Air, who can output the most DPS whilst playing at a range that the enemy team just can't really handle. Chance to win side lane.
The onus is on to Venom Crest to push the advantage while they've got it. We talked about the 2-item power spike on the Kai'Sa, but they've just been able to bully their way forwards into mid lane, take the tower, and that really opens the map up for you. Meanwhile, in the top side, Bust and Chance going toe-to-toe. Dominus has been used
Chance can win this.
Let's see if they've got it in the pocket. Cobbs is in the area, but Atacon is just going to get started up. Bust doing a fair amount of work. Cobbs is not on the right side of the map. He's going to be seen by the vision. So this can just be a very quick Atacon over to the side of DMG.
Yeah, I think Bust needed the help of the Skarner there, because like I said, the Navori, once you get the Navori, the 1v1 is so incredibly Volibear-sided with all the cooldown reduction. DMG, they're playing around the face check the Venom Crest have to do as they threatened the Atacon start, but I feel like DMG missed an opportunity to actually just straight up start it. Bust has TP if he wants to TP from base to contest. Eyes on this team fight.
Jumps in, he could go for a flash ultimate, is just going to throw out the ultimate and be content with it. Ultimate comes down from a skipper as well, but that is the end of Cobbs. No jungler. Bust teleports into the fight, but it's basically over at this point. A single pick here for DMG is exactly what they need. They play it flawlessly.
Really, really good. I mean, I think Cobbs maybe misplayed, just eating straight into the side of DMG. Maybe a little bit too quick. It's hard. You've got to make picks off the hook and play with the poke that you do have, but DMG have an answer for it. The charm sets it up, and now they're starting with Atacon. Can Venomcrest face check and get in here? The TP, they're flanked, they're pincered right now. Venomcrest, they have to get out.
I don't think they can go for this. Chance makes his way over. Bust just throws a slowdown. That's going to be the pickup as Phantomisto looks for the charm angle, does make the connection into the knock-up. Skipper is the target, though, so he's too damn tanky. Flashes away. Captain Sexy, I think he's thrown about 2 auto attacks in the last 2 team fights. He's just too heavily zoned off. Charm goes between the goalposts. Cobbs is back on the field, and Venomcrest can't find diddly squat.
DMG, they could just start up the dragon now. That's going to be soul point. Venomcrest, they don't want to give it over for free, though. The pink ward in the bush, it's going to help.
Nice knock up. Cobbs chunked out here. Chance to win. Playing zone on that flank. Hook goes a little bit wide. Venomcrest grouped up. I need to see the fight of the life out of Captain Sexy. He's got the power spike. He's got the damage. He just needs to be given the space. And Lulish is going to launch in immediately. It's going to be a good ultimate to eat up most of Captain Sexy's ultimate and damage, as he can't find that opening. Lulish finds the kills. Massive pick up there for Phantomisto. Double kill onto the Ari. Make that a triple kill. And an ace comes through for DMG. And they don't lose a single person.
A phenomenal engage from Lulish there on the side of DMG with the Q1, the Q2 on the Dragon, into the flash Q3 auto to knock up Victor right here. Take a look at this replay. You prep the Qs on the Xin Zhao into the engage, and the snap comes through. Everyone's zoned off, the charm follows up, and the one-shot is there. Captain Sexy simply cannot DPS enough. It's a 5 versus 4, and there's the second knockup from Lulish. It's just chaining. Xin Zhao is carrying this team fight, and Lulish is making a statement.
Absolutely monster performance from Lulish, and come out of the replay. They're able to get themselves the Baron as well. They are 1 dragon away, and with this Baron, they can really open up the map. There's 2 more outer towers remaining for them, maybe 3. I can't see if Air's blocking. Okay, there's 3 outer towers for them, so they can take all of the towers off the map. And then off the back of that one, it's play for Soul. And then look to try and win the game off that. Captain Sexy, the Xin Zhao ultimate is just stopping him from being able to play. Like, he can't do any damage because he doesn't want to go into the circle to get the auto attack damage off. So Lulish, it's just so good at being pseudo tanky with this build.
I just think it's really, really hard to play Kai'Sa in a kind of front-to-back scenario where typically with Kai'Sa, you want to look for plasma procs onto the backline.
Facing forwards.
Hobbs.
He has ultimate, but he's going to throw down the Impale. Goes wide. It was a nice attempt, but ultimately, nothing really is going to come of it unless Lulish wants to go for something.
Chance. And look at bot lane as well. It's going to be 700 gold top, it's going to be 700 gold bot lane, and it's going to be a massive Baron power play. Nice buffer with the Q from Chance to win onto Bust. He's forcing a 1v1. Now Chance, can he get out of here? Can he 1v3?
It's a 2-level lead. They're going to send the Scorpion over the wall, look for the lockdown onto him. He's able to break away from getting knocked back, but meanwhile, the rest of the base is on fire. Mid lane, Inhibitor Tower getting focused out here. Calm Sky seeing if a knock-up potential was there. Hook goes wide from a skipper. Captain Sexy, I just don't think he has the damage. Well, he has the damage. He just can't get the space to get that damage off is the problem. And Calm Sky just snaps the engage. The Orb Deception rips through 2. Calm Sky re-engages forwards there as Fateski's able to get the kill. It's 2 down. Double kill onto Fateski. Air's going solo. Has to flash away. Inhibitor will crumble. DMG have cracked the base.
And DMG in this game, it looks like they might even just end here unless the wave clear from Air can come out. Charm lands. They're getting so much damage onto Bust.
Gravity Field's going to slow down the advance a little bit further forwards. Tower will fall. 1 more tower to go before they're onto the Nexus. 1 more tower until they knock Venomcrest out of the tournament. Those Death Rays not really doing too much here. Bust, he has the damage. The health bars are a little bit low, but so is Cobbs. He is taken out. Nexus has been laid bare. A skipper's on. No ADC for 7 seconds. They're going to launch forwards, but Phantomisto is going to make sure that this Nexus goes down. DMG 3-0 Venomcrest.
Venomcrest, they just could not find the right fight. There was a whole sequence where maybe they could have started Atacon and played off of the 2-item spike on the Kai'Sa, but DMG just would not give it to them. All 3 games, those mid-game sequences that DMG pulled off were incredible. From individual plays to mid-game team macro, I think they outclassed Venomcrest really hard.
Yeah, no, I genuinely agree. I think that was just an incredible performance from everyone on the side of DMG. I think the big thing is I was very hyped on Chance coming into this, but man, Lulish on the Xin Zhao just made that game impossible for Captain Sexy. Yeah. He wasn't able to blow any damage out in any of those team fights, and ultimately, it just meant that you were effectively playing without an ADC who had all the gold. It was such a clean game, and when Chance wasn't able to step up in lane, the rest of his team were able to step up for him. Monster performance from those guys, honestly. But I think that is going to be us donezo. We're going to pass it over to the desk to break down this game at number 3. Over to you, Archer.
It is done for Venom Crest, but it's also good for DMG as they move forward within the bracket. You good, Duckling?
Yeah. I just sneezed before we went back onto us, so gotta get
oh, bless your soul.
Yeah,
for DMG, I gotta say, it wasn't the best start for this game. Volibear having some issues versus the Renekton. But as you stated before, Trouble, I've listened to you talking about this the Volibear constantly. There's always a way for him to bounce back.
I mean, yeah, this kind of iteration of Renekton is like the scaling kind of Renekton, right? The AP, where you just become a boulder later on, a rock into the late game and become so tanky. The Standard Sky, more AD, the type that you see in the jungle is the one where you just, if you fall behind, if it goes too much into the late game, you don't provide way too much, especially in a team fight setting. All right, here, a chance to win. He didn't really have to do anything. I think the rest of the map really shined, particularly Lulash, plus Phantomisto, again on that Xin Zhao and Ahri. What a fantastic mid-jungle this game.
Yeah, and of course, that was the Volibear, right? I think Venom Crest, maybe they tunneled too hard to try and put him behind, right? I think, Trouble, we joked in the green room about the fact after he lost his Raptors early, Cobbs was just gonna, designate his whole game to try and put Chance behind, regardless of what the implication was. And he did do a fine job of that, but in the team fights, they fell apart. And credit to Ludus, who we had some critics for at the start of the game, or at the start of the series here after his performance against John Jake, on the Xin Zhao here. Perfect target selection, good backup from the team. Notice here again, stacks up the Q, then goes in and the team follows.
You know what? I will say it how it was. I mean, I said it before, I'll say it again. I think he heard us talking shit, and I think it was justified that we were, right?
He was
when you are falling behind a Ruddy that hasn't been able to pick up a single victory the entire split, and you're pretty much invisible the entire game, right? And Don Jake is ahead of you. I feel like it speaks more about Lulash in that series than it does about Don Jake. And coming into this series, heads in, serious mode. I think Lulash did really show up. He was there for the counter ganks. He was there to bridge the early to mid game. Things like the Wukong, the Xin Zhao, the Vi, really his type of champions. And I just really enjoy seeing him, back in the fray, sort of leading the team.
Yeah, 100%. This team looked so much different than previous what we saw on seeding stage, Moimi versus Ruddy as well. And even when there were flaws, they were capable of just cleaning them up and moving forward. Yet again, wait. Confused.
That's close enough. It doesn't matter. They were all pretty similar.
Yeah, I was like,
flip the sides, and it was about the same game, right? Yeah, I think for DMG, this is a big credit to them, because this means a lot, right? You're now moving on to play Verdant on Friday. You're keeping your hopes for EMEA Masters and everything alive. But also, you hadn't had the greatest split. There's so much talk about, I've talked about this Ruddy series, right? How much of a mental boost did that really give them, a confidence boost? They had to beat them. That was the bare minimum expectations, that you'd beat them. But this confidently is mantling Venom Crest. I feel like that should definitely be momentum boost that they need, because Verdant, well, they are no pushovers. It's gonna be a close series for sure.
Does this change your idea of the next series at all?
No, they played Verdant in their group, and it didn't look so hopeful. And I think that Verdant's out for blood. Again, only one ticket for EMEA Masters through the lower bracket. I feel like Verdant were even looking for the rematch into Los Ratones, right? And they were not able to get that going past Reach Gang. So I think they're definitely gonna run like full cylinders. But DMG, exactly as Duckling said, having that 3-0, being decisive, at least puts a lot of fire for the next best of.
I think they might take a game, right? I think Trouble says correctly. Verdant are definitely the big favorites. Ex-LEC players, Worlds players as well. Of course, they're going to come into it with the burden of being the favorites, because I told you guys when we talked about them last time when they played Rich Gang, they expected to automatically make EMEA Masters. Not making that would be a disaster for these players and this organization. So that was the bare minimum. But I hope it'll be a competitive series, and I think today showed that they might be able to, if they get stuff right, be competitive, even if I don't think right now they'll win it.
Well, you know what? Let's ask the players about that. I do believe Faitsky is ready for the interview as it stands. As soon as possible, let's toss it. Hey! Hey, welcome back. Hey, 3-0, that was a fast day. Were you expecting that?
I mean, not really.
Okay, I like
one
it.
game, but you know, keep it clean, keep it simple.
Tell me something. When we look into the match versus Ruddy, the way Lulas was playing versus the way he's playing right now, what happened?
See, I think you're just a hater, Akaram, because I saw your prediction today. You voted 3-1 Venom Crest. You're Portuguese. I have 2 Portuguese players on my team. What do you mean what happened to Lulas today? Lulas has always been that guy. Just stop hating. That's what happened.
I love it. Hey, I'll take a step back and I'll take it. My bad. On me. Now you promote on the lower bracket and you have to face versus Verdant. This is not going to be easy. People were saying Verdant is the favorite. Maybe DMG can take a game out of them. What's your opinion?
I mean, Verdant are definitely the favorite, like looking at their players, right? But
yeah,
they're kind of old, and the only old player we have is Lula. So I guess we just kind of have to hands check them.
He's Portuguese, so maybe I don't know. I don't know if the buff is that good. So you're talking about the Portuguese and all that, and you have a Portuguese laner. You've been playing with him for a while. What do you think is your biggest strength in the way you play together, and that could help you win versus Verdant?
I think the fact that we've played together for a long time means we're very much on the same pace. So in comms, it frees up a lot of space for Lulas to kind of dictate the game.
Damn it. Yeah, I like that. What about Chance? He has been the talk of the town. Everybody has been enjoying Chance. This Volibear game, hey, let's not talk about it. But what can you tell us about Chance?
I mean, he's a damn psychopath. He's Turkish Baus, you know? Like, this guy is just... I don't get it. For example, like, last series we played, on that TP out, like, we're all calling, like, Chance is fine, you can just die for the wave. And Chance is like, oh, ooga booga, look at me, I'm out of here, guys. Yeah,
see,
he's great.
He's built different.
Exactly.
Wait. Okay, Trouble wants to make a question. Okay, let's bring Trouble into the show. She wants to talk to you as well.
Yo, Fatesky, first of all, insane performance, man. Like, all 3 games, you absolutely smurfed. Now, I want to bring a question that I saw in the chat by someone who you might or might not have played. This person says, Lulash had to play against one of the best junglers in the league last week. Now he plays against a random. Of course he plays different. Guess who that is?
That? I mean, Devils is always talking shit, but it's probably not him.
Nope.
I mean,
it's Don Jake! It's Don Jake! Do you have anything to say to him?
Don Jake, I forgot. There's so much of him, how could I forget?
I have one last question here as well, Fatesky. I really want to know. When are we gonna see your Aphelios again, man? I've missed it, and now it's coming back into the meta. And I know you like to play it. It's your most played champion competitive. I was hoping for it game 3. Please, man, just do it for me. I need it.
Is it possible?
I mean, find my Discord. I'll send you my PayPal. We can work something out.
That's crazy.
I got you.
Fatesky.
Okay,
I have one final question for you. There has been a debate on leagues.gg, NLC, and all that. Leagues Disrupt. What's your favorite, pancakes or waffles? You're the decider.
Oh, it's pancakes by far. I don't know what this waffle stuff is about.
I don't care. I'm gonna predict 3-2 DMG. 3-2. Hey, wait. Are you talking about Denmark again?
Yeah, pancakes are a thing we eat a lot in Denmark. Fatesky can confirm this.
Fatesky, I didn't have this final question, but I'm gonna make a final question, okay? When we went to Copenhagen, we went to Duckling because he's Danish. Hey, what's a good thing to eat in Denmark? And he goes like, oh, we have good ramen. What would be a good food to eat in Denmark from a proper Danish individual?
Anything that's not Danish. Like the kebabs and ramen are really good. The Indian cuisine is great. Chinese is also amazing.
My God.
Okay, you know what? All I get from all this, before we send you off, is that Denmark doesn't have good cuisine.
We
That's
have
all I
good
know.
cuisine. We have some
That's
of the
all,
best
no, man,
restaurants
that's
in
all
the
I
world.
know. That's all I know.
It's just a little bland, you know.
I
Like
mean,
an
I don't know who
engagement
cooks
with
for you,
clear on
Fage.
support.
Have
You
you
know
never
what
had
to
a good
expect.
frikadelle, brother? I mean, a proper frikadelle, that does it pretty good.
Exactly. Put some prawns
I have
on
no
top.
idea.
You're cooking.
Did he say like Kamsky or Nami? Sorry, I didn't hear that. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
Final one. Feitsky,
My bad.
Feitsky. What's your feeling when you see Kamsky with that Nami and the Q just doesn't land? It just doesn't land. Feitsky, your point of view. Final question.
Honestly, I don't really care what Komsky plays. He's so tall every time I see him I get horny and I play better.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
That's perfect.
Feitsky,
Feitsky,
Michael,
thank you
Michael.
so much. I'll see you soon.
Bye bye, guys.
Wow.
How do we top that? We can't top that.
yeah.
We can't top that.
That's the
We can't
NLC
top
for you,
it.
baby. That's what we like.
We can't top it.
Hey, you know what? Do you have any idea what we're going to be playing tomorrow? You don't? Let's show you. Because I don't think it's going to top this. Well, tomorrow, big. LLS versus Nord. The fourth team of LLS facing Nord right now. I don't know. I do believe they have a shot. And now moving forward, DMG versus Verdant. And it's looking good. Hey, I'm enjoying this lower bracket. I'm really enjoying this lower bracket. What feelings for tomorrow? Oh, gosh.
Okay. I think tomorrow, LLS, that's the first real challenge, right? They 3-0 Chaos, they 3-1 Bulldog, and suddenly the opponents start getting harder and harder and harder. And Nord's probably one of the toughest opponents they can face in the lower bracket. So LLS, tomorrow is your real challenge. But I do think they have way more chances than they did at the beginning with their first roster.
Agree. Duckling.
100% agree. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It's gonna be tough. I don't think they'll win, but I hope they will, right? 2 Danes. How can I not? So it would be a massive upset. I think Nord, obviously, both Nord and Verdant, they need to win their series because they're both expecting EMA Masters, but only one can get it in the end.
I just love that somehow there's always nails when you talk with that in mind. There's always a seat for you if you want to join us at Leagues Disrupt. It's going to be in Stockholm, in Sweden. So probably you can try something from Sweden itself. You know, some food, some... I don't know, if you're from Sweden, please tell us where to go, what to
Svenska
eat. And then
köttbullar.
that, and I lost it. Use a QR code, buy tickets. That's your opportunity to go next to the stage. I lost the trouble. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I just want to say, if you guys have any last words. Duckling, you want to say anything? Anything at all?
Svenska köttbullar är ovärderad.
Shut up, disrupt!
In the north, where the ping is low and the eagles are high, there is only one rule, baby. Shut up, disrupt! Shut up, disrupt! Shut up, disrupt! Shut up, disrupt! Ooh! Ha ha ha! We back at the dream in a dodgy old strap. Got chaos in my trunk and a rat in my hat. The GPS in danger, but I proxy like a chef. It's bossy time, baby. That's a good death. Got chased by bulldogs, no bark, no bite. Told to touch some grass, but then some bird inside. Could have gone bot, but I followed my feeling. Guess what, baby? We're in Sweden. More than just some players, it's the retired legion. Say just a game, but it's more than a feeling. We're breaking the silence, volume increase. Shut up, shut up, shut up. It's time for Leagues Disrupt. We fight through the pain, cause we call that a healing. From Solo Q to the northern region. They fight for the glory, the thrill, so just shut up, shut up, shut up. It's time for Leagues Disrupt. Ooh. Wait, you're not convinced yet? Okay, let me tell you why you need that ticket. Double time. Reddy's got a plan, but it's looking kinda sus. I'm toxic like sins, like ping as I run. We're from the north with the dodge fights. You might say our draft is weird. Hey, we won him here twice. Los Ratones quick sneak on the run on the heights. We got Kranis cooking with a snipe, so precise. Belly be lurking in jungle, so sick in my thick as the water game when he shows that puppy pick. Lucky the north snowstorm in July. Young cuz gets first blood, blink once and you die. Bring lashes back, shares like a Marvel arc. Visit such as split, pushing and we call that art. I'm spitting like ass, got skill in my shots, critiquing harder than shinks when she pops. So it says yeah. Are on a decline. Esports news only get views with us as a headline. More than just some players, it's the retired legion.